Bro, there's absolutely zero hype involved with that intro, and I don't even care. I don't even care. We're back with we're back with SHAGCast number 4. Great to see y'all. We're on a brand new camera angle. People are telling me that my former camera angle was stupid, so I changed it. And I'm not loving this angle, but it'll be okay for now. Let me know in the comments what you think. Great to see you, Sleazy. I am here. You know, throughout my career, it is, I think it's important to grift when we can, right? I think it's important to grift when we can. Guys, I'm, all this work that I do, we put in to talk with you guys about topics, to bring guests on. It's all an amazing experience for me. If there's any support that you can offer, I put the donation link up in the top of the chat, pinned it there for you, or you can send a super chat. It helps support me directly. The direct link at the top will help me in Vegas, as it goes right to PayPal, and I can use it immediately. And YouTube takes a little bit. Like I said, put on the grift a little bit because I'm very thankful for this wonderful community that has supported me over the years, and I don't want to ever take it for granted. But if you're feeling gracious, a couple of options there for you. And of course, we always have our 5 membership goal for each stream. So if we hit that, of course, we are happy and we're awesome. And I don't even have my coffee in front of me, which is bullshit. It's bullshit. So I gotta like turn around and you get to see the booty shot of me getting my coffee. What do you think? Okay. Guys, yo, better watch. This is the only time. Ready? Listen, y'all. I appreciate everything they have to do me. Wookie Be Bad. What? Wookie Be Bad comes in and satisfies that 5-member goal right off the bat. Boom. This guy just doing work. I'm going to up that goal every week, dude. Fuck. I know I got to do more squats, bro. I know the squats are something that need to happen. There's no doubt about it, dude. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Everyone who got their sub, hey, enjoy it. And now we play our anthem. We gotta play a theme. Thank you for 5 gifted memberships and hitting the goal this week. It's amazing. All right, enough of that crap. I did go to the gym today. I hope your fat asses went to the gym, or at least you got up off your couch, got out from behind your computer. I don't care what the fuck you did, but I hope you did it. Thank you. I sound like a robot? Moxie Dame, what's going on? Yo, you see that booty? You see that booty? I know you saw that. Anyways, y'all are great for popping in here. Make sure on your way in, if you are enjoying the stream so far, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. I did that for anthem music too. Could you guys like seriously not hear it? I don't know why it wasn't going through. Maybe, oh, you know what it is? You know what it is, y'all? I got it. Hold on. I think I know what it is. Nope, it wasn't that. Huh. I don't know. Hail Jack Tarlad, what's going on? Let's say hello to everybody in chat because that's just what we do. What we got Sleazy was here, gave some emotes. Big supporter. What's up, brother? Later and gayer. I'm for sure both of those things. Thank you. Nasmer was here. So this is a good one. Yeah, I took the music out of the countdown, but goddamn. PRT SC at the ready. PRT. But I don't know. I'm done. Of course, Woogie Be Bad gifted 5 memberships, and we got an awesome crew that got them. And Sleazy said I have to do more squats. So yeah, okay. All right. Who we got? Moxie Dame saw the booty. What's up? Good to see you. Great to see you. Great to see you. Darkopter's in the house. I would, but I don't use PayPal. No, I hear you, man. I hear you. I know some people are not thrilled with PayPal and they don't support that. That's fine. That's all good. Shag, look at both sides of the coin and is patient. I try, dude. I try. I mean, sometimes. We didn't hear you just robot it out. But am I sounding okay now? Because my mic should be. I don't know why everything's all weird. Strange. Shake that money maker. I'll do what I can. Not now, just when you're trying to play the anthem. Oh, okay. Moxie Deem says, hi everybody. What's going on? I think we got everyone. I'm just reading chat now. Audio check was wonky. Oh, okay. Shit. Well, it's great to see everyone. If you're over on X, Twix, whatever the hell it's called, thank you for watching over there. But come over to YouTube. We're hanging out over at YouTube. We're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff that happened in the world today. It's or not today, but just like the past week. I use this time for SHAGCast to talk about the things that I want to talk about. You know, and give you my singular take on what's happening right here on the internet, because most of it is bullshit. It's bullshit and it's bad for you. Holy fuck. Will be bad. The $50. Cheers, my brethren. The $50. He says, this is for drinks in Vegas. Dude, I love it. Thank you, man. Yes, the likes help my ego. The dollar bills help the bar tab. I don't drink that much, but when we're in Vegas, we're gonna have some drinks and we're gonna have a good time. Because I know Vet's talking is really ready to have some drinks. I know Dermy's trying to get in my pants, so we gotta fulfill the dreams, right? We gotta get everyone feeling good. Bro hit the $50 and got us to 5 gifted subs. I think those are two really respectable goals. $50 and 5. I think now like Camelot does Naked Snake. Do I have to like show a nipple or something? Is that, I don't know. I am not as big and handsome as Camelot, so I don't think anyone wants to see that. But like I said, we got a bunch of stuff that we can talk about tonight, and we will. Where are we going to start? Where to start? Let's start with this fucking idiot. You don't want to see my nipple, King? Okay, fine. Fucking, you're supposed to support me, all right? Mods are supposed to support me. They don't. Everyone's seen this, but of course, I'm just gonna give you my take. Hey, first of all, what gauging the room? This camera angle, what are we thinking? Is this the superior camera angle? Is this a superior camera angle? I think it is. This seems pretty good. And it'll work better for like interviews because I'm looking right at the person. More BJ point of view. Okay, Nasber, I feel you. I can see where you would enjoy this a little bit more. like we can make a meme out of it. Yes, mommy. I don't know. It's personal. Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird how these like how camera angles work and how it really like it can make a difference. Like I even had someone comment on a video one time that me looking down at the camera was like it made them feel like they were less than. And I just thought, what, dude? No. The last one was point of view or like Shags. This one is way better. The lightning is great too. Well, oh, the lighting. Yeah. Got my blues in. Okay, let's have a look. Oops. Let's have a look at Hassan. Everyone's seen this, but I'm getting a chance to look at all of it. Am I looking the right way? Do I look this way? I think I have to look that way. Ooh. Where are we at? Hassan Piker, as we know, is no one I think really gives a crap about this man, or not even like anyone gives a crap about him. But the fact is, I think this is one of the personalities that just kind of says what they think they need to say in order to satisfy their audience. And maybe when you get to the size of his audience, maybe you get the size of his channel, you have to feel some obligation towards it, because they're like pouring money out of their wallets onto this guy's like desk, essentially. That's what's happening. What are we doing this early? Dude, we're doing SHAGCast, bro. This is SHAGCast. This clip it was just funny. It was just really funny. Because people try and do this all the time. People do this all the time. Doesn't matter if you're Hassan Piker. Doesn't matter if you're a small streamer like me. Like, people and audiences will do this to you. Hey, what about this? Why aren't you supporting this? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know who this guy is because I'm not on the internet enough, and I don't give a fuck.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say you need to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream.
Why?
You should stop drinking Coke Zero anyway, because you're a fucking idiot. Coke Zero is just bad for you.
Boycott.
Wait, is it?
You're preaching pro-Palestine and you're drinking all this boycott stuff. Please, Hassan, at least pretend.
Typical Hassan viewer, right? That's where we're at, is stop drinking Coke Zero because they're pro-Palestine.
Do it off stream, please.
Okay, I'll put it in.
Oh, and here's the funny part about this. So she says, do it. She says, don't do it on stream, just do it off stream. Like, it doesn't it make it almost even worse? Like, we don't care if you have no conviction towards your beliefs, but just don't show us you have no convictions towards these beliefs. What? That's where we're at. That's where we're at with this stuff.
In a glass. Is Pepsi okay?
No.
No soda. I didn't know.
And then he goes, and then I'll just put it in a glass then, because I don't really care about everything that you're talking about right now. Like, again, typical viewer, typical Hassan viewer. Like, we don't really have any conviction towards this stuff, but we don't want someone big like you showing that is anyone thinking at any moment like, oh, well, Coke Zero, oh no, that person must be pro-Palestine or pro-Israel? Huh? Pepsi Max is still a thing. Yeah, right. For sake. Now, I'm not a psycho, but you're right. Yeah, and thank you. Thank you. The best advice that you can give anyone right now, what Hassan should have said if he was a real influencer. And Hassan, feel free to take notes. And if you need, slide me a hundy and we'll just call it even. I don't need royalties or anything. You should cut out the high fructose corn syrup from your diet anyway. I'm just not gonna engage in the consumption of this dangerous chemical that I'm putting in my body. That's the better route, I think, because that's killing more people than the war in Palestine and Israel. That's the real war we're fighting. The war of our heinous diets that we promote and we don't fight against here in the United States. You know this. You know that every single person who's in here right now knows that. Sleazy knows it. Don't drink soda. Stop. Whatever. If people really cared, If people really cared about changing the world, if they cared about the things that like could make this world a better place, they would start in their own backyard. And I know that sounds silly. I know, well, it's not that easy, Tom. Listen, Tom, the Shagsworth, it's not as easy as cleaning your room. It is. If every single person on the planet just took care of their own backyard, made their own fucking bed, cleaned their own bed, picked up their own trash, it would actually change the world. And especially if people kept doing it. Yes, King. Yes, that too. Yes, that too. Be the lobster that you want to be, that you know you can be. This stream is sponsored by coffee. Not any coffee, actually. Just coffee keeps me running and it allows me to do this show for you. No, seriously. This show is sponsored by awesome people like yourselves. Thank you, everyone who's been hanging out in chat. And if you're watching this after the fact, thank you. Appreciate it. And if you're over on X, come on over to the Twitter. Or wow. If you're over on X, come on over to YouTube. We would love you over here. We're probably going to have a guest join us in a little bit. I told him I'd send him a link because I like talking to this man. What else we got? Oh, I haven't even seen this yet. It's only a 5-second clip, but people were commenting on it, so I have to see it. Let's take a look. Episode 511, Alyssa Mercante visits Brookego. Khalif Adams. Dat ESG money. Oh boy. And Alyssa Mercante, who is the senior editor at Kotaku. I tried reaching out to Alyssa to see if she would sit down with me on Ready Set Shag, and unfortunately, she did not respond. I was kind of unfortunate. It's kind of unfortunate. I was hoping, as someone who wasn't big in the industry and who doesn't really voice much of anything other than small opinions here and there, that she might consider it, but she didn't, alas. So too bad. But I wanted to see what Khalif Adams had to say with his purple headset.
Great ass. It's a medium ass. It's not even that big.
It is a medium ass.
What?
The bastion of conservative gaming, the bastion of keeping the wokes mad is Stellar Blade right now. Stellar Blade is the game of the year because there's a shiny titty and a almost a medium ass. It's not even a great ass. It's a medium ass. It's not even that big.
It is a medium ass.
What? Wait a minute. Wait, I thought. So wait, finding is finding I guess a pixelated ass. It's a conservative thing now. Is that what I'm hearing? I mean, I'm confused. I don't even know what this post is about. I don't even know what like who are they trying to kid? Can I bring this up? Where do I find that ass? Like, for real. Stellar Blade. What's the character's name? You got me? All right, throw it in my DMs, dog. Throw that bitch in my DMs. Wait a minute. Okay, here's. Well, I got one from Nasmer and I got one from Sleazy. Are they the same picture? Well, they're two different sides of it. This one's a Twitter thread, so it's a little bit easier to bring up. So I might use this one, Nas. Oh, this is a video. Okay. All right, let's look at this one. Let's look at what medium is. I want to see what medium is. Eve's body frame. Okay, let's check it out. Bro, what? First of all, the top half is not medium. Good Lord. What? It's ridiculous is what it is. What is this game? I'm sorry, I don't even know what this game is about. Okay, I'm gonna go to this one. I'm gonna see what this one is. Oh God. Okay, so we're gonna get we're gonna get shut down because we're showing this crap. It's a solid. It's a solid 8, but I would not call this medium. Like, I wouldn't call it medium. Souls Near Automata type game with a ton of fan service. That's an average truck. I don't know, dude. See, that to me is like perfect. I mean, 9.5 at the absolute worst. Why do the devs have her fight in heels? Who cares? Who cares? Let her fight in heels. If a girl could fight in heels like that, in a New York minute, girl, do your thing. Do your thing. Hell yeah. Well, I like those games with the chase cam of a fly honey. Never thought I'd play chicks in games in my younger days, right? Dude, those, I mean, the thing. I can't see that one. I feel like I'm going to get tossed off of YouTube because I'm showing that crap. Probably not, but you know. I can't stand, like, so this is the problem. This is the problem I'm seeing is that like now what's happening? Now what's happening is that you just like everything that happens is just like, okay, we don't like this thing, so make sure we counter that thing. Why do you think like Daily Wire is like floundering in a way? It's because it's like making content that just counters liberal news, liberal media. Like, just report the actual news. Why are we fighting over this? Why is this even a thing? It frustrates the absolute shit out of me. You typed gay, so I doubt it. Yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah. But the thing is I know there's a reason for it. I know that clips like this go really far because people are like, oh yeah, fuck them conservative. Almost 1 million views, though it did get ratioed. I will say it got ratioed. There was almost 1 million views on it, 224 likes, and 549 comments. So the original tweet got ratioed to hell. And this is a good segue. Like I'm gonna segue right into this because Nazmir, I'm glad you're here because you actually shared this post that I'm going to share. Because like one of the problems is, and one of the problems here is that when things are just labeled, we're anti-woke. We're combating woke ideas. Like, okay, like great, but what So what exactly do you do here? Would you say you do here? Well, I'm anti-woke. And this is what you get, right? This is what you get. Please share this tab instead.
It's in our kids' schools, it's on the college campuses, it is in the workforce, it is in the streets.
This is the Libs of TikTok creator. Like, so she runs the account.
It's when you go to the store, I mean, like, you can't do anything in peace without this wokeness being shoved down your throat wherever you go. So, do you have a question? Is there something funny?
I do.
Yeah, sure.
How do you define wokeness?
Wokeness is the destruction of normalcy.
Normalcy.
And how do you define it?
How embarrassing. Ooh, cringy. Listen, if you're going to go to a college campus and if you're going to go talk to people, if you're going to go talk to people about wokeness and try and battle wokeness, you better have a good idea on how to define wokeness. Like, you need, that definition needs to be right there and like, whoop, come right off the tongue. You got to come with the receipts. You can't do this and expect like people to just blindly, you know what I mean? Because people are searching for truth. I don't know if people realize that. Like, people are trying to navigate this whole expanse of ideas, right? We're in an information age. We're way past the information age, honestly, and we're in like a truth age. And but we're having trouble navigating that because we don't know what is real and what's not, what's truth and what's not. There's so much stuff on Twitter that gets so much engagement that's just utter fucking bullshit. And then she goes and tries to talk to people about combating wokeness, culture, and normalcy and all that, and she can't even define it for them. And they just laughed her. If I were her, I would have walked out of that room right then. Would have been like, I tried. Bye. I like what I think. What's her name? Chaya Reichik. I like what she's doing or what she's attempted to do, but this was a big L, and she's got to hold it now. She's got to hold it. So even if right after that moment she was able to tell everyone that definition, it's over. You screwed up. You messed up. Sorry. You got hashtag do better. Do better. I say so. Darkopter. Let me clarify. Like, so me calling it a truth age is sort of like I'm trying to pull a sense of irony through it because I don't think people can. I think people have a really tough time defining truth. Like, they want they want the truth. Maybe it's better to define it as an age of misinformation. Like, we were in an age of information, now we're in an age of misinformation. People are searching for the truth. People in these young kids, or not young kids, these young adult minds are like sitting there. They're not bashing her. Like, they're not. This clip is not showing people like shouting her out. They have pizza on the table. Like, it seems like they're having somewhat of a good discussion. But right there, she just drops the ball. Done. Yeah, post-truth is probably a good way of putting it. Post-truth is probably really good. The modern woke is when political ideology hijacks a medium to promote itself. I don't even know how I would define wokeness. I mean, if you want to be technical about it, like, wokeness is like the hijacking of modern culture with I don't even know how. I'm trying to think of the definition, and I'm losing it here. With radical, what is the word I'm searching for? With like radical gender and race, critical race theory, in order to disrupt the perceived balance of power in society. That's kind of how like I'm thinking of it. Hey, Wookie Be Bad, thanks so much for the 50, bro, and thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you for getting us to our goals tonight. Really appreciate you, dude. Hope you have a good night. See you soon. I didn't even see. What did you say? What did you say? Well, yeah, so I don't know if even communism has much to do with it. Sorry, I didn't see your comment. I was looking at the camera, you douche. Radical critical gender and race theory. You know, it's I mean, I think that's what it is. God, I should go back. I should need to go back and like try and clip that out because even I forgot what I said at this point. It has become an amorphous term, and the problem is that these terms, right? The terms that we I think we all had an idea of what they may have meant at one point. Just started throwing them around. We're all guilty of it. Oh, look, a Marxist. Like, what does that even mean? What are you calling that person? Ah, fucking stop being woke. I don't know. Like like specifically, like I don't like the whole Ghostbusters thing, right? Ghostbusters had like a whole scene that was like they discover, there's spoilers by the way. It's not even a spoiler, who cares? So the grandmother, they find her like secret room that has all little trinkets of the whatever, the demon from the past. And they like talk about, oh, it's a sex dungeon. Oh, this is your grandma's sex dungeon? They say it like 3 or 4 times. And of course, my 6-year-old's like, what's a sex dungeon? And I'm like, fuck. Like, what? Just sucks, man. It sucks that's where we like that's the kind of stuff like we like this is I don't know. Maybe am I just getting old? Should I not care about that? Should I not care that they're talking about sex dungeons in the new Ghostbusters? Like were there scenes in the original Ghostbusters that were like that inappropriate? I don't remember Afterlife having scenes like that. And again, I don't want to be the old cranky fuck. But I also don't I just don't think it's an appropriate thing to be in there. It's weird. It's a weird line to it's a weird line to walk, but like I genuinely like care about like what's out there. The first one did. I'd have to go back and watch it again because I don't remember it being like weird like that. It's so funny. I was like, I can't believe Nasmer lost because we were left because I like literally said something. I was like, oh, we're gonna talk about this thing that you posted. Yeah, that's the thing. In the original one, Venkman did have a bit of a weird. Oh, he is here. What's up, dude? Welcome back. He did have a weird, like with college students, right? And he was like a balding, like probably a mid-30s dude, right? Okay, so maybe that's something that's fair. King says, you see 2 + 2 = 4. They're saying it's 5, and you know what believing that it's 5 means. Yeah. Wait, did he? When did that happen? How do I not remember this? Wait. What? Are you sure? Well, wait, did my stream cut out? Sleazy, you better watch your mouth. Yeah, I'll go watch it again. Sorry, all I do isn't fucking watch movies, guys. Jesus Christ. It's a dream Ray has about getting a BJ from a ghost. I'll go watch it again before everyone fucking unsubs from my channel. Was Sigourney Weaver a college student? No, she was a normal adult. It was the girl in the beginning where he's doing the test and he's like totally pretending to like make the girl, you know, like so the girl's getting everything wrong, the guy's getting everything right, and he, like that's the one I'm thinking of. Now I got to look this up, dude. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Okay, here it is. In Ghostbusters 1984, Ray Stantz had a dream of a ghost woman. Oh, I remember this scene now. Nope. Oh, now, yeah, okay. Now I'm. Hey man, I didn't know that. I didn't know that ghost busting makes me feel good yet. The scene is literally 6 seconds long. So here's the argument, right? Here's the argument, right? So this even kind of flies in the face of what I'm talking about. So the argument is it's a 6 second long scene. I don't remember it. I see it when I'm a kid. And now my son will probably never remember that scene, or will never remember the scene about the sex dungeon. So how much of this stuff is actually carrying over? And how much can we say, oh, it's subliminal messaging? These are the things that I think about constantly, like when it comes to all this. Like seeing that scene, oh, I don't even remember it. Don't even remember that it happened. Barely there. I remember him going cross-eyed, but I didn't, like, for the life of me, didn't remember like what. Now I got it. Thank you. You guys can all stay and stick around. Appreciate you. I'm gonna make a shirt. It says the best 6 seconds. Oh yeah. I do. Yeah, that I remember. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what I do remember. I do remember feeling some kind of way about Sigourney Weaver and her shoulder. The shoulder, when she has that gold dress on and her shoulders hanging out, bruh. Let me tell you something. It seems different to show that scene than to explicitly talk about a sex dungeon. So that's fair too. That is fair, that the discussion behind it, like, one is a couple of images floating by, you see the ghost kind of moving down, and you don't really see it. Explicitly discussing it, and it's not, I mean, it is discussed, it's brought up a couple of times in that scene in a short amount of time, and then obviously never talked about again. But you're right, there is a difference. To be fair, it was during an era where parents would make their kids cover their eyes during those naughty scenes. It's true. Shoulder used to be like super spicy. Now it's soft core. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like the implication of something that is oftentimes like, that's why I think for like things like Maxim magazine and FHM magazine back in the day were so popular is because like kids wanted to see that they felt a certain way about women and they kind of wanted to use your own imagination on it. So a lot of those were just like, well, and even like Playboy only shows, topless stuff. So it's those magazines are super popular because they're not explicit, but you can still use your imagination looking at, beautiful women. Slimer's naked the whole time, right? It's true. Sigourney Weaver was hot in Galaxy Quest. She was. But I think in what's it called? I think in Ghostbusters she was much hotter. Much hotter. Sorry about it. Okay, I'm gonna send a link out to our friend Lofty. I know people feel a certain way about Lofty, but I don't give a shit because this is my show and you can leave if you want if you don't like him. But I like Lofty. I like his opinions on certain things, and I like the discussion that pops up from them. So whenever he gets here, we'll bring him on. She was never hot. Ban him. Can we ban him for like 30 minutes or something like that, and then he can come back when he's had time to think about what he has to say? Okay, bye. I love you, Sleazy. I do. I love you. But I like Lofty, and everyone's going to leave because he comes on, but I really don't care. I'm here for discussions. I like when he comes on and likes the stuff that pops up. When I come back, I'm showing you my taint. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. 80s style bitches ain't my thing, bro. They are. Some of them are so hungry. Is there a list? Maybe what we should do? We should do a top, like we should do like a tier list of like hot 80 like women in the 80s. Is there one out there? King, will you go look for one? Will you check out a tier list? Lofty at 15 is best and unhinged. Unhinged Lofty can be entertaining. You all can't say otherwise. Like, come on now. He can be the unhinged Lofty for sure. I didn't care for the wife supermodels in the 80s. Let me see. All right, you're gonna look in. I would be very interested if there's like any good ones, or if there is any in general. It'd be awesome. 20 most influential women of the 80s. What's up, Wait Nation? Good to see you, bro. I would be cool to do a tier list though. Let me see. Let's check this out. Kate Moss, anyone? There's enough to make a list there. Oh, we should do this. This is good. This is good. Oh, bro. What? Sarah Connor actress? I thought that was... Oh, that's why can't I think of her name? Sarah Connor. Jesus. This is bad. Linda Hamilton. Wow. It's a rough night, Forsaken. All right. It's a rough night. Go easy on me. Jeez. How do you make tier? Like, isn't there like a tier list? Like, what is the websites like? Tier list generator or something? tier list generator. Isn't that a site? Tier list maker for everything. Here we go. Categories. Let's look. Can I search? Let's search. Let's see if we can just share this tab. Yo, Michelle Pfeiffer, bro. 80s actresses. 80s music. Oh, there's just regular actresses. 80s movies. 80s, 90s heartthrobs. I don't want like heartthrobs. I want most beautiful women of the 80s. Yo, what's up, Colt? Show us your tits. Hey, man. I can't. You know, I'll be taken down immediately, Culture. You can't do that. Oh, dude, there is one. Okay, let me. Oh, where's my thing? Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Thomas is too sensitive. I'm just on my phone, and it's a bitch to tag people. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull this up because King just put it in chat, so I'm gonna grab it. I probably could just on this dinosaur of a PC. Culture, who do you think is like the hottest chick in the 80s? There's no tier list to show. What? There aren't enough rankings to create an average for the hottest. What the fuck? I never do these things. So, what's up, Lofty?
Hey,
What's going on, man?
oh, not much. I'm downloading Final Fantasy 14 right now.
Listen, I'm trying to come up with a list of hot 80s women tier list.
Oh boy. I mean, the only one that really matters is Michelle Pfeiffer.
She's pretty fucking hot, but I've never made a tier list before, so I don't even know like how to do this.
Is this tier list? What tier list maker or whatever tier maker website?
Yeah. Okay, share. I'm gonna share this one instead. So we only got a few in there right now. Look. Oh, so you have to like upload pictures. There's a link. The most beautiful women of the 80s.
Yeah, you would have to like make your own if you don't want to use someone else's.
Michelle Pfeiffer is pretty damn hot, though. Linda Carter was pretty hot in the 80s. Yep, I would say so.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy Ireland. Farrah Fawcett. Everybody forgets Farrah Fawcett. She was, and Christy Brinkley. Yeah. Oh, Mia Sara. I forgot about her. She's from the Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah. I think Madonna was pretty hot.
In the 80s, yeah, she was smoking in the 80s.
Madonna. Whitney Houston was hot. I mean, I think I like Whitney Houston. Trying to think of people that aren't actresses. But yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
We'll have to do this. I'll have to do this another time because I really want to rate these, but I don't have time to make this on stream.
Yeah, you would have to like search for images and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I have a whole list right here, but I don't feel like doing it right now.
Yeah, whenever I do a tier list, I always like spend an hour and a half before stream just like setting it up. I've done two big ones. I've done horror and sci-fi movie tier lists. And I've ranked with each of them I've ranked about 120 movies.
Oh, damn.
Both categories. Yeah. Yeah. So
that's a full night of discussion for sure.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours at least for me. And I was a solo stream. It's fun solo content tier list is really good for SHAGCast.
Yes, I'm definitely going to do it in the future because I want to do the 80s one. Sounds fun, and then there's a whole. I'm sure there's plenty more that I can do, and it would just be a funny experiment. Because I've never done them. Like I've seen people do the tier list stuff, and I've been involved in a couple.
Yeah, you could do like fast food tier list. You could do like sports tier lists. All kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going through some stuff that I fucking came across. Twitter is always a fun place to see the fall of society, I think, at this point.
Oh God. Twitter's a nightmare.
I don't nightmare. Yeah. It's like mind numbing because it pulls me further and further away from like I want to do less and less the more I'm on it. It creates this like sense of apathy where I'm like, I just don't care anymore. And I respect everyone's game and what they're doing, but sometimes I'm like, I just don't even want to do this anymore because everyone's already talked about it and we've already had 40 different, you know what I mean?
I'm like, I have fun with like streams occasionally where I can talk about something for a long time, but a lot of the times I'm struggling to come up with something to talk about because it's just like regurgitating the same talking points.
Yeah.
Like when the AI controversy was big, that was fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Like the writer's strike was interesting to talk about. Some stuff, you know what I mean? Some of these.
Have you changed your mind at all on AI? Like at all? Or are you still sort of dug in with your side of that argument?
I'm pretty dug in when it comes to like fearing AI and like pushing back a little bit against it, but I'm definitely I think it's inevitable. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Like I don't think people can have the abilities to stop it.
Well, I've heard a few times that when they push out AI updates and when new AIs come out, they run through several redundancies with them and like seeing if they can replicate their own code or if they can get into things or like make themselves self-aware. I mean, I think that's the normie term, but they go through many like closed systems. Like, can it escape this system? Can it replicate its own code? Can it they do all these different things. Can it manipulate whatever? So I've heard that they go through many of these things before it gets put out. Does that bring you any peace of mind or do you think it's just them saying, well, just so people don't panic?
Well, I'm not really like worried about an immediate, because of that, like it's not, I'm not really panicking because I think in the short term, we're trying to be cautious, at least a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. I just think I'm less interested in the future of AI art than like the more I think about it, the less interested I am. Now it's nuanced.
Right.
Sometimes I think, for example, video games would benefit from AI tremendously, but is that how much do I want to go with it? I'm thinking like having an AI companion in a video game where it's like an adventure game where you have a follower and they have like endless dialogue that doesn't repeat would be insanely valuable in a video game where I'm comparing it to like Dragon's Dogma, where my followers repeat the same 15 lines over and over and over and over again. It gets really, really old.
Yeah.
Because they can only record so much audio, and I mean and then I see something like Judas, which Little Platoon is working on, this game called Judas coming out. And I don't know how much involved he was with the game, but he was on the writing team, I think. And that game is like a procedural, sort of pseudo procedural generation story where it's not AI, but it's a bunch of dialogue that people have written that the game stitches together to tell a story, like a unique perspective. I don't know if you
Oh.
know anything about this,
No, I don't. No.
but it just trust me. I could explain it, but it's difficult. But like, it's going to be big. Judas is going to be a very popular video game.
Okay.
It's innovative. So then it's like, okay, all these humans are involved, and that's like I like when human beings are involved, because then I like to talk about like the artists, like, oh, this Ken Levine is such a interesting personality, and like, you know, he's inspired by Ayn Rand, inspired by Orwell, and then like then you start talking about Brave New World, and then Aldous Huxley, but that's what I like to talk about, like people. I don't really, I don't AI intervention is like limiting the amount of people involved in art. So that's kind of that's where I'm still skeptical. It's like, I'd rather we not go down the rabbit hole of eliminating all human beings from societies and the conversations around art. I think that's kind of bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think what makes art great is it coming from a human mind and their perception of reality. And I'm not really interested either in a machine's perception of reality, because it can only perceive what it's fed, essentially. And that like, I don't know. I mean, there's cool stuff that comes out of it. Don't get me wrong. Like there is some interesting stuff that comes out of it. Cause like you said, my perspective on it is pretty nuanced as well.
Yeah.
I've used it in aspects of my writing, in that like I couldn't think of like some terms that I wanted to name a few things and be like link a few things together in different ways. So I said, hey, this is the criteria that I'm looking to fulfill. Like I'm looking for names that, and this is the kind of society that they're in. And I sort of used some of the names it generated. Then I sort of tweaked them, like spelling wise, and it was really cool, because otherwise, you know, I probably wouldn't have reached that, and I was able to do it like instantaneously. But you know, the idea of like AI writing books, like that just sounds sad, you know?
Yeah.
Like what
the human like writing, to me, like if you use AI as like a thesaurus, I think that's fine. That's kind of what you're describing.
Right. That's pretty much exactly what it was just a more sophisticated thesaurus. So I can explain it, and it was like, oh, I can talk to this book as if it were a human, and it kind of gets what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't ever want it to replace humans. It's just scary. What do you think about this? I mean, fuck, I totally lost my train of thought in that 1 second I was translating.
Something to do with news?
I think so. It was something that was popping up, but it'll come back to me eventually, because it's on my list of shit somewhere here.
Yeah. I'm just like, I agree with you. I'm sort of like black pilled. Well, not I'm sort I go through like ups and downs with like content creation and social media. That's why I think I might be taking a break, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I've done it before with Twitter. I took a long break, like a year ago or whatever, 2 years ago, and I mean, like months. I took like months off and came back, and it was just like fresh and interesting to like, you know, network with people again. And now I'm just like, oh God, I might be spreading myself too thin a little bit with just appearing on a million streams, and then like trying to do YouTube content, trying to do video editing for YouTubers for work, trying to do Twitter conversations every single day of the week. Oh, it's just.
Are you doing Twitter conversations too?
Well, no, I mean, like, I'd rather like, instead of like writing a book.
Hold that thought, Lofty.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's like Twitter is distracting. Twitter.
Sorry, my cat was pushing.
Oh, you're fine. Twitter is like a distraction from being productive. Is kind of what I was trying to say.
Yes.
Like, I looked yesterday. I looked at my Twitter. I have 32,000 tweets.
32,000?
Yeah.
Wait, how do you
And
know that? How do you looked at 32? How do you know that?
It's on my mobile Twitter app. It tells you how many tweets you have, how many posts you've made.
Oh, okay.
And it's like I could have well, I'm trying to write a comic book. I've been
Mhm.
I'm not trying to write one now. I'm going to start writing one. I've been outlining it, but I want to write it. And it's like I could have written it by now over the past year if I actually like spent less time trying to contribute to every little minute like conversation on Twitter. Like are you a fan of Jordan Peterson?
That's a nuanced take in and of itself. I think
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson is a very, very insightful human. I think early on, before his benzos really kicked in, I think he had a lot of good to say. I think the incident, the bill, that whole incident sort of really in Canada really broke his mind a bit. Him and Destiny had their conversation, and I was watching clips from it, and I'm just like, this guy just seems a bit unhinged, but there are good things that he has to say that I think can really enrich people's lives. But I think he's sort of lost his way a little bit. His temperament anyway has
that's possible.
But no, I think he means well.
Yeah. Well, I liked the Destiny one. I was talking about the there was another one he did with Sam Harris recently.
Oh man, I should watch that because Sam Harris was like up here and he fell so far through COVID.
He has TDS and he has other problems, but there was a fascinating conversation they had about Twitter. Sam got off Twitter, and he described it as though he gave a really interesting perspective. He said, when you get off Twitter, you realize that your input is not as important as it seems when you're like on it every day. So for example, if like let's say a big topic comes up on Twitter, like something's viral, trending.
Yep.
Let's say like hypothetically just like wait like 3 days and then reevaluate and then a lot of the times you'll be like, you know what, that's not actually that important to talk about. I don't need to chime in on every single piece of drama, news, breaking news, and you don't have that perspective until you like back off a little bit. Because if you're on it every day, you think I got to comment about this and that and this and that. And it's like, shit. And then you're spending 6 hours a day on Twitter.
Yeah, it's a really weird balance, right? And I've thought about this so many times, and like you and I exchanged some DMs, which I'm going to expose shortly. I'm just kidding. Just about the taking breaks and stuff, because it's a double-edged sword, because people in our sphere, like you want to be first, right? You got to be first. You want to do this. You want to make money doing it. You want to be popular, and I would love me personally, I would love to interview 3 people a week, like big people, like, and have good interviews and good talks, whether people like them or not. Like, I want to know people and I want to connect with them. But if you're not present in those like conversations, it feels like you're missing out and you don't know, and people don't know who you are. And there's someone else like getting above you. It's this crazy cycle inside your head, and it becomes depressing because it filters into other like parts of your life where you're like, oh well, I didn't do that, so I'm not doing this good either. And it's not a good place to be. And I do think that taking breaks, like you're talking about, is important, or at least having control over like what you're doing. So like, okay, I'm streaming these 3 days of the week. Just stream those 3 days. Don't do anything else, and be present in the rest of your life. And then, go from there. It's something you need to set the boundaries.
Yeah, and there's like hills and valleys. Like you got to grow. You got to grow your channel.
Right.
So so you got to be doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But also, and I'm not saying everybody should take breaks, because some people that would be bad for their channel. It would be bad for their networking, and some people don't need to take a break, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, they're but for me, I'm just like, I took a break and then I came like a year and a half ago, like for months, and then I came back and like I didn't really lose much. I noticed because I already kind of climbed a little bit of a ladder in the community, so people sort of know who I am. I kind of have like a sort of a personality, so I can actually afford to take a break and come back and not really miss much because
Yeah.
people, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
like that's kind of what you were saying. It's like if you're not constantly engaged, people don't know who you are. I think I've climbed that hurdle a little bit, so I can maybe that's why I'm thinking about just taking a
Well,
little
yeah,
bit of a
because
hiatus.
you've built your following. People know who you are, and even if they didn't, like you still have ins with people who could like pull you back
Right.
in. And they go, oh, like that's Lofty. Oh, he's back. Okay, you know, like
Right.
there's that advantage where some don't have that. If they do disappear for too long, they fall out of the algorithm or
Right.
whatever. And I was actually going to share a tweet because this just kind of hit the nail on the head for me with everything that's going on and everything I hate about Twitter at the moment. Wow, I'm gonna bring it up. So Fabian Liberty, he posted this today and said X has a serious engagement issue, and it's got worse since Elon took over. If someone is more popular on X than off the platform, they're almost certainly a complete idiot. X is based off of engagement, not quality of content, and more so than other platforms, as comments don't go viral on other platforms. Posts that go viral are bad takes that people will agree with and people will openly call out. You don't get famous on X being intelligent. You get famous on X by being a midwit that enrages other people. The cat.
Yeah, you also get famous by trolling.
Yeah. And that's really it basically just goes on to say the same thing. And I just couldn't. I don't think that Elon's necessarily destroying Twitter, but I think that like how the platform operates or has been known to operate now is just not helping anything. And I would rather see people succeed on merit. And I think everyone would rather see that, but people have learned to game the system. I think they've fixed it in some way by demonetizing like people who get community noted, like, you know, or like those posts get demonetized, but still, man, it's like you see some really idiotic shit go viral.
Yeah, or I know Twitter accounts that just will post like a funny, like a witty, snarky, smartass comment or quote tweet, and it'll just get 50,000 likes, and it's really there's like no thought put into it, but it just sounds kind of like mildly funny, and like people just so that'll just go viral, and people just do that. They farm those sorts of things, and they're not really contributing anything at all. They're just like, haha, this guy's fat. And then like but if you want to do the contribution stuff that like matters, it's more like streaming, panels, podcasts, I think.
Yeah. No, and
video
I honestly, I wish that the conversations were more popular. Like I do see people on there.
Well, Twitter sucks at like, are you streaming on Twitter right now?
I am, yeah.
I don't even pay attention to it. Whenever I put my streams on Twitter sometimes, but I don't even look at it because nobody ever interacts.
It's not concurrence. That's why you're like we have. It says 44 on there. That's impressions. That's how many people have seen the stream.
Past it.
Yeah, and that to me is a huge problem because it's making my numbers on like I'm looking at StreamYard and I'm like, oh, there's almost 60 people here. Oh no, there's not. There's 12 awesome people, by the way, on YouTube. But like it's misleading. I get what he's doing, but it's not. To me, it doesn't make me feel good. I'd rather know exactly who's here, and I know what he wants this platform to be, but I think he's just getting too big for his britches. Like this isn't the time to be saying that this is the everything platform. It's not. It's still Twitter. It's still just people's random shitty thoughts, and that's about it.
Right. Like imagine if you took off, like let's say like when Elon took over the platform, then you took a break, you came back now, you wouldn't you're not missing much. You're just missing like drama.
Yeah.
And I feel like that'll happen again. I mean, after the election, who knows? That might be like some sort of like watershed moment, or some sort of, I don't know, it's unpredictable what the election's going to do to like discourse. But I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it can get much worse, quite honestly. You know?
Right. So maybe like eventually they'll have a better video. Maybe eventually Twitter will be more like YouTube, and then like it'll be valuable to be on the platform as like all the time.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to quit Twitter until that happens. I'll probably come back before that, but
yeah. No, but I think it's just, I mean, in general, healthy to step away from this stuff, because I mean, this, like every other social media platform, is just sort of preying on your dopamine hits. It's trying to make you like OD on it, just so you can
yeah.
You know, I don't want you to go. Don't go anywhere. You're gonna miss this. You're gonna miss this. Don't not be a part of this.
It's also like, you know, I can't help it. Like I feel bad because like people like, I don't know why, but people like listening to what I have to say on Twitter, just entertainment value.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know, like I don't want to like, you know, just disappear and people like, oh, well, where'd Lofty go? But like, the like I was gonna say, and there's another. Oh, like I said, I want to write my comic book. So I gotta like spend hours a day doing that and like researching, and then like another thing is people Twitter is toxic. Like the guy that self-deleted a couple days ago from like sort of, you know what I'm talking about, the comic book artist. Like that's wild. Like people take, you know, people can take things so seriously on social media, and I'm not saying, I don't even know much about that, but it's very tragic.
Well, I'm sure you saw my, like, the tweet that I shared from Ed Pisker. The tweet that I shared from some idiot was basically like, I feel bad for his family, I don't feel bad for him. And it's like, whoa, bro.
People have no soul. People have no soul.
Like, I mean, and that's the thing, is like, and the problem here, and I'm glad you brought it up because it's a good thing to talk about.
Yeah.
The problem with the whole Ed Pisker stuff is that we on whatever side of this you want to say have like, I think, been judgmental of others in whatever way, not with, you know, because everyone on the right or on the fellowship side, or whoever you want to call us, is looking at these other people who are like just calling them names, you know, calling these obscene names. They're like, well, did you convict him? Is there a trial? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And people on this side have done it on the other side as well. And this is, and you, first of all, you can't have a discussion on Twitter about this shit.
No,
it's not our place to judge on it. Like, should we investigate this stuff? Absolutely. Should we drive someone to the point of taking their lives? Absolutely not. And the thing is that social media shouldn't be so impactful in our life the way it is, but it is. And we have to understand that dogpiling people, whether it's on the internet, in real life, has a serious effect on people, and it drives people insane. I mean, I get upset when not a lot of people show up to live streams. I can't imagine an entire website like collapsing in on me saying insane shit, real or not, dude. Like, it's incredible. Dude.
Bullying is a big problem.
Yeah.
And people like virtue signal with their bullying. They like, they probably secretly like don't really care, but they'll pretend that they care, and they'll take like a sort of innocuous, like somebody does something problematic, and they'll jump right to like, oh, you should jump off a bridge in Minecraft. Like they'll jump to the most extreme conclusion because they think it makes them look cool, or like look like righteous or virtuous. by opposing some sort of problematic behavior. I'm so against what you said. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you can be against what somebody says, but you don't have to bully them to
right.
to death.
What's his name? Peter Pischke has said this, had a reply to this was really good. He was saying on Twitter, like, you know, two things can be true at one time. You know, like there could be some suspicious behavior on his part, and he might be like been doing inappropriate things, but you can also feel bad for someone's mental state because not fully understanding like what, like,
Yeah.
I personally
exactly.
cannot imagine what it takes to get to a place where you feel you need that the only way out of a situation is to remove yourself from the entire planet, out of existence. Boom, gone. See ya. Like, I truly don't know what it's like to be in that spot. I've been sad.
Yeah.
I've been depressed, not to the point where I thought I need to leave everyone behind and not wake up tomorrow.
Right. And I think it depends on it might depend on your personality and your family situation, because some people just maybe if somebody doesn't even have any support whatsoever, that might
Mhm.
make more sense why they, you know, if somebody feels like they have no future or something because they're canceled
Yeah.
and they have no family support or friend support, or so yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, I have like, you know, family support and stuff, and you know, I don't really understand it either. Like I was mad when Chester died, Bennington.
Oh, dude.
I was sort of mad at him.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a selfish thing to do because you have kids.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But
There's
like,
so much that you just don't know. And I've reached out to a couple of people to have this conversation about like male like unaliving rates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that stuff it's a serious thing, and I don't think people really think about the societal pressures that are put on men often, and or at least how it's perceived. You know, I mean, people say, "Oh, it's not there," and like, but it really is. You know, there's and if there's not that, I know a lot of men that just want to be that person for their family, to be able to hold them up, but there's this huge stigma. I mean, I would say every person in this chat, most of these people are male in this chat, would say they're not emotional in front of people because they don't, you know, because it's like a feminine thing, or they don't want to seem like a bitch. You know what I mean? Like every single person. But you know when I feel the best, dude? Like, I mean, it's exposed me to whatever. Like I have moments, especially in the recent past, where I just thought things aren't going right. I look at my kids, I see them happy, or they give me a hug or something, and I just like they leave the room and I just like cry. Like my eyes are like leaking, but like I can have a breath and I feel good afterwards. But we don't feel like we can do that in front of people. And I think if that was able to change somehow, we would have I think we could save lives, like literally save lives.
Yeah, it's a big societal problem to tackle. I don't even know how to do it, but like, yeah, I just think like, yeah, and like another reason like I'm thinking about just taking a break is like the dog pot. Not that it's like I don't really care about being dogpiled like in general. Like sometimes I think it's funny. Actually, a lot of the times I think it's funny. That's why I keep going back on Flashcast.
Mhm.
But like it's more that like I kind of am like more and more like starting to dislike people. It's like I feel like I just hate people sometimes. Like a lot of people are dumb and they're not critical thinkers. They have no empathy.
No.
They're grandstanding moralists, you know, virtue signalers a lot of the times. And there's fake people for sure. Fake people bother me. I don't even like interacting with fake people in this community and just being biting my tongue. I can't say anything because they're part of the community. You know, that's annoying. Sometimes
there's a lot of parrots, right? Like I think that's
parrots.
The issue is that everyone wants a piece of the pie, and you know, it's hard to think like the pie isn't fixed, right? It's not like we're all like pulling from one pie. There's a lot of people to go around. But the issue I think a lot of times is that everyone's trying to emulate someone else, and they're like, well, I can do that. And then they forget, like, you just have to be you, and you'll likely get people that aren't a part of that. Like, my goal is to talk to people and have conversations at length with them. I don't like other people's like strategies are likely not going to work for me because they're not me and I don't have their personality. I don't have the time that most people in this industry have. And like, you look at how many like movies some of these fucking people watch, how many you watch. Like, I couldn't do that. Yeah. I love movies, but I can't watch them at the rate that you do. You know what I mean? Like, I could, like, I would love to do a show with you talking about movies, but I have to talk about the most important movies of the year. Right. And that's about it. I can't go to a movie every month or, like a movie every week. So, but you just need to know, you need to try and find that spot, be yourself, stop trying to be the other guy. And I think the other thing too, it's hard in this space to just say what you want to say, because if I say something bad about a creator in this space, then everyone's like, oh, what are you talking about? Huh? Like, what are you against the fellowship or something? I'm like, no, dude, like, I don't agree with that, or I don't think that looks good. Like, the end.
It's so annoying. And it's like, and then, we deal with that all the time. It's like people, you can't just say stuff and then like have a disagreement. It's like people will just be like, oh, you disagree with this. You are a Trojan horse. You're not really you're a fake conservative, or you're a fake fellowship person.
yeah, right.
It's like, no, I just don't think that we should boycott this game because I disagree that it's woke. Like, it's not that deep, but people just, and then they'll I don't know. Yeah.
There's not enough. What there's not enough of is there's not enough hope right now, is what I think. Yeah. Right. So we have a very large contingent of people doing content that makes people mad. That's pointing out all the wrong things in our content, our products, whatever it is. There's not enough people talking about like what makes this game good. Like, you might not like this game, but what's good about it? What were the developers going for this? Did they succeed in that? Like, that's a whole other conversation that might actually open up like, oh, like maybe I could actually enjoy this game. And, like even the microtransaction conversation about Dragon's Dogma, like if that's a decision made on Capcom's part, that's a totally different conversation. It's shitty. And we all know these AAA companies are doing really bad as far as microtransactions go. But let's break down what the game actually does. So does the game function on a level that is, with the player's expectations? Is it there? Like down the list. And I bet you can have a totally different great conversation. And this is something that people almost refuse to do because there's like no views in it, no money in it. And it's like, well, you need to start changing it, because there's going to come a time where everyone's sick of the bullshit going, oh, fuck this company, fuck AAA companies. We know it. We get it. No one likes AAA companies. Invest in indie companies, blah, blah, fucking blah.
Yeah. That's the most annoying thing that I encounter on a daily basis. People that like, they find something like mildly irritating or very irritating, and they just hyper fixate on it, and they ignore everything else. And it's like, and that's all they talk about all day long. Dogma, microtransactions. They don't talk. The game's good. What about the what about supporting a developer that made a good game?
Yeah.
Like, why I have to have this conversation constantly with people. I'm tired of having these conversations. Actually, it's like, the game's got the corporation sucks, but this show is good, or that show or that anime is good. Netflix has some good anime. Whoop-de-doo. They have good anime. Pluto, Edge Runners, Arcane's good. Netflix has good shows, But no, we can't talk about it. We have to be ultra hyper masculine, just like shitting all over Netflix because it's woke and you can't, that's just where the content is.
My wife and I just started watching the show Maniac with Emma Stone and what the hell is his name?
Maniac.
Why do I keep forgetting?
Yeah, awesome. In the chat.
Yeah, I can't think of the guys. What the hell is the fat guy's name from? Or he was in Superbad. He used to be fat.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Yeah, Jonah Hill and Emma Stone are in this. Yeah, and don't spoil anything, but like the first episode was like I was like sitting there with my eyes open, like trying not to miss anything because there was so much happening. And I'm like, why has nobody talked about this? Like, good or bad, like this seems like pretty cool. Like, why aren't we discussing this? Is it too art house? Is it too like what is it that people like refuse to cover here? Because I want to know more good media. And I think there's an audience. I mean, chat, tell me if I'm wrong. Would you like to know a list or like a breakdown of good shows? Like, you don't have to spoil anything, but like the first episode or two, fucking dig in on it and let people decide if they like it based on the experts.
Well, you don't even have to. You don't have to guess if people would like it because Critical Drinker does this. He'll put out a review of Blue Eyed Samurai, and all his fans are like, "Oh, I didn't know this show existed," and then they'll go watch it, and then that's a positive community conversation.
That's one person doing it,
like
one massive creator.
He does it, but most people don't do that. And I'm not big enough, really, like because I was trying to do it with Pluto. I tried to do it with Final Fantasy Rebirth. I tried to do it with Masters of the Air. It's just a million. David Fincher's The Killer. Killers of the Flower Moon. We talked about that.
Yep.
But like maybe if we had like a consistent podcast or something like Open Bar or something, more people would care instead of just doing a random stream about something
like a one-off.
But I am getting, that's another thing. I'm getting tired of just like, I just want to talk about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth without people raging about the fact that they changed the story slightly. And it's like, well, the game is fantastic. Look at all these, the combat, all the other 90% of the game is the same story. All these things that, and nobody gives a shit. They're just like, no, they didn't make a 1-to-1 remake, therefore it's the worst game of all time. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Well, that's the thing is we've all been trained. All of us have been trained at this point to salivate when that bell rings, right? Like, oh, we got to be outraged at this new thing because it might be a little woke and Tifa's titties are covered up. Oh, we got to be mad at it. And Krabby Patty just said something something about Fallout that reminded me. Like Fallout, like I saw another trailer for it, and I don't see the criticism people are talking about. Like the initial teaser trailer is actually really good, and I'm just gonna go in there with low expectations. And
what is it again?
Fallout.
Oh yes, I agree. I think it's gonna be entertaining.
I think it's good. I think it'll be fine. Like people are like, oh, how many episodes is she gonna have that Fallout or the if you can't, dude, my her outfit, like how many episodes are gonna take her to take that off, and is she gonna take down she can't hold a Gatling gun?
Oh
like,
yeah,
what the fuck, dude? Like you haven't even seen this yet.
Relax. Yeah. And if you don't put out like a snarky tweet that is just or say something like dead on arrival, that's the most common thing I hear. People just like a trailer looks like mildly woke and they just go dead on arrival, this is gonna flop, flop, and then it turns out like half of these things don't actually flop and everybody looks stupid. Everybody looks like rabid like monkeys.
Yep. Well, it like I haven't watched X-Men 97, but like everyone was like bashing it, and now there's no one saying anything. There's like little tweets here and they're like, it's actually kind of good. I'm like, fuck you guys. Like just make a video about it. Like
that's
what the
I
hell?
wanted to say fuck you to everybody that was like calling me out for like telling people to wait and see, because Tom Midnight's Edge gave me the most shit for it. He's just like, he called me an idiot for saying that they're not going to make the characters non-binary or all like gay or something. I can't remember what I was saying. Because he's like, oh, the colors are pink and purple and that's the trans flag colors. And I'm like, guys, whoa, calm down.
Yeah.
And it turns out the show's good. And then and then I'm gonna look like a jerk if I'm like, oh, fuck you, I was right, you know.
Well, that's the thing is like I don't even and it's not even fair for me to say, like, I say it hyperbolically, like I don't really have any skin in the game as far as X-Men goes, but I think it should be okay to call people out and take the piss out of each other and be like, hey, you guys were wrong, I was right, this is pretty good. Like, end of story. You know, again, it doesn't, everyone takes everything so personally on these websites. Like, dude, calm the fuck down. Like, Lofty saying whatever isn't dragging your viewers down, or you agreeing with him one time isn't gonna like collapse your fucking channel into oblivion.
Right.
Like, Jesus. Like, but that's all. That's what that's like weird in this sphere is like someone like you who's not afraid to like voice your opinions a lot of times, and you might get a little crazy, but like you're, it's just because you're like, wait a minute, why don't you just think this through? You don't have to be contrarian about this. Just like,
yes, just think through stuff or talk about possibilities, hypotheticals. Right. Don't be like, I guarantee this flops. I actually have to go to the bathroom quick.
Yeah, do your thing.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Chad, thank you so much. I see we got what was like 21 likes on the stream. Appreciate that. 17 watching here on YouTube right now. We've had 70 over the night. Catch the stream over on X and here. So again, once again, I appreciate you guys. If you feel like supporting me and the trip to Vegas, the donation link at the top of the screen there will go directly to me. It'll help me buy some drinks for the boys, the girls that we're meeting out, or, you know, the crew. I'm not meeting anyone in particular, but you know, say the crew to help with that, and then help pay the way along the way. Your memberships and anything through super chats, always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. I was just talking to a friend the other day about how like literally it's a dream come true. Even this channel and what it does, and your guys' outpour of support just week after week, watching the midweek hump, watching SHAGcast, watching Ready Set Shag, all that stuff is just, it just makes me feel really good. So thank you for that. Thank you for your support. It's been a good discussion tonight. I think being real about stuff is important, and I want to continue to be a voice that's not necessarily afraid to voice his concern. So, what are we talking about here in chat? No interest in most modern entertainment. Yeah, most of it is just kind of meh. It's a lot of mid stuff. But here's the thing, and if we're being honest, there's a lot of content that came out through the years that I think was mid. But the things that were really good, I think were really good. I think they really hit the spot. So, like, there was a time when people in studios had to be careful with how much money they poured into something. And now I think there's a lot more money out there, and people just kind of make things, and they were able to take a little bit more risks. I remember hearing about this. Let me see if I can find the clip. Oh. Let me see if I can find it. Is this it? He talks about how they don't make movies like they used to. Is this the clip? I don't know. I was trying to find that clip of Matt Damon talk on Hot Ones talking about how like Hollywood is like, they used to take chances because like physical media basically allowed them to. Some movies used to just make way more money on DVD, so they would make back budget and stuff from that. Yeah. And now they don't. It was such a good Like it's almost like you would think that would be like the reason to go like back to physical media. It's like, well, you could actually make some of this shit money or some of this money back that you've been losing. No,
Right.
it wasn't Tom Hanks, Krabby. It was Matt Damon. He was talking about it. I mean, I'm 99%, 95% sure. I can't be that, but maybe Tom Hanks said it too. But
I didn't see that one. I like physical stuff. I collect 4K DVDs.
yep.
I just don't. I don't know. I think streaming is not going anywhere.
No, I don't think it should necessarily. I do have a problem with media being sunset on streaming. That's I think pretty fucking annoying, especially when you like if you purchase it. I think that is something that needs to disappear. But
yeah, I also like the relaxing kind of nature of watching media or consuming content these days, which is like you can just take a chill day and there's always something to stream, or like there's a new show out, or like Netflix has dropped 13 episodes of a show, you can binge it. Like it's a little bit more relaxing sometimes if you know you don't have to go out to the theater or like go to Blockbuster. I'm just saying it's like it's not all bad.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not really super black pilled on that kind of stuff, but because I think there's a lot of good television on like Apple, HBO. But
yeah, I wish there wasn't so many. Like you can only, I understand like no one really has cable anymore. Like our grandmothers have cable and that's about it. But like at the end of the day, like once you basically get all those streaming services, you're paying about the same amount, which
I know.
It's kind of annoying, but I mean, there is good stuff on Apple. There's good stuff on Hulu. There's good stuff on Netflix and all that stuff. But yeah, it gets pricey and you're just like, man, I'm only watching a couple shows. So like, I'll pay for a month or two. And you know what I mean? Like because some of the good shows are so few and far between. And it's tough to invest any amount of time into them.
That's true.
I mean, honestly, Netflix is generally pretty good at putting like good shows out consistently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a show that I keep telling everyone to watch that I don't even know if like most people do, but in this sphere, people should be watching Love, Death, Robots. Like there's no reason to not watch that show. It is so good. I know the last season 3 came out a few years ago now, but it was so fucking good. Like front to back, it's just a great show.
That's what's on my higher priority list of things to watch.
Watch. Sure. I want the first episode. I want you to watch because I want to talk to you about it. Season 3. It's called. I think it's called Bad Traveling. Is what it's called. Let me make sure.
Oh, season 3.
You don't have to watch these in any order. There's only like 4 episodes that connect. It's called Bad Traveling. It's the second episode. It is. You should watch it and we should talk about it because it's such a beautiful episode. Like great storytelling.
That's how I feel about like Black Mirror too. Sometimes like some really good standalone stories.
Yep. Forsaken Sandwich, is it an anthology show? Is that what an anthology show is? It's a bunch of non-connected vignettes, like sci-fi vignettes.
Yeah.
They're like 15 to 20 minutes, I think, usually. They're just short. It's very, very good. And they're all done in different art styles. Like some are like hand-drawn, some of them are like all CG. There's some live action stuff. Like very few live action stuff, but most of it's like CG.
Anthology, probably.
Yeah, so it probably is anthology.
You know what I'm not looking forward to?
What's that?
I'm not looking forward to like enjoying Furiosa and having to be the guy who like defends it, and then everyone's like, "Here's another lofty take, another bad take from," and it's just like, oh my god, I'm so not looking forward to that because I just have a gut feeling that the movie's going to be good and people are going to like just hate it because there's a woman in it. And you know what I mean? Like, it's not Mad Max. It's called Furiosa. It's not replacing the character. It's a new character. She was introduced in the last movie. Like, it goes against all of the like problematic stuff that everybody like usually cares about. Like, it's not gender swapping anybody.
Yeah.
And it's not going to matter because it's not Mad Max. It's not like Mel Gibson. So I'm you know, I don't know. That's like one thing. And then like other stuff, like if Daredevil is good and like people are coping and pretending it's not because it's Marvel, like that's another conversation I'm not looking forward to having. Or like, oh god, dude, I don't know. Sometimes this community is miserable, dude.
Yeah, no, I got you. And I think, and King said it, like, I think you don't necessarily have to defend it. I think you could say your piece on it, on why it is good. And I think that's part of like what people need to like do when they talk well, when they speak well about a movie that people's expectations are like extremely low on. Like if you break it down, like much like Drinker might break it down, it's like he might have something to say about it, but ultimately he has a like that's what's so funny about his channel, right? Is like he's the critical drinker, but like his thought process on everything is very clear and lucid. So like if you're able to do that with this movie,
right?
Like I felt nothing for the trailer. I didn't really care one way or the other.
Right.
So I'm not planning on seeing it. If an action flick is an action flick, if it's entertaining and things blow up and the stunts look cool and they don't look too dumb, then cool. Awesome.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's the patronizing shit that like usually turns me off when you have to have a speech about like how women are powerful in it, or like, we don't need a man because this is the desert and I can take care of myself. And it's like, okay, but
that stuff bothers me too. I mean, I cringed watching Barbie in the theaters a couple times. I hated Echo with a passion.
Echo is rough.
I'm not saying like I'm just like, no, I'm just saying that like I don't have to defend it, but sometimes if I think it's, I don't know, I'm not trying to be like this like white knight in this community, but like sometimes like I feel like I'm like the only person like being nuanced about stuff and everyone's just like panicking, and I don't know, that's just what I feel like. And obviously like Drinker, you know, there's people like Mahler, like I respect all these people. Like Drinker puts out really good videos, but I feel like what I'm trying to say is I feel obligated to be like a voice of reason, to, because people have told me in DMs, they're like, I like how you approach media criticism because you're sort of like de-radicalizing people, and I'm like, yeah, it's actually kind of what I'm trying to do, actually. Like I think too many people act like cult members, and it's like I am sort of pulling people towards a more relaxed state of mind, and like people are able to like disagree and not have like panic attacks over like disagreements.
Yeah, no, and I think that's what people, I think ultimately people,
and there's other people doing it. I'm not saying I'm the only one.
No,
I'm just saying.
I mean, you're someone that people know because you've lost your cool at times. You've had your takes that people don't like, but I think ultimately more people enjoy the takes than not because they're still there listening to it. You know, if people really didn't like your takes, they wouldn't be here listening and responding to what you're saying. Like there is so much room for rationality in this community and in general. And it doesn't even matter about this community. Like, I mean, this community matters, but at the end of the day, there's other people that you could pull into this that could be like, oh, I get what he's saying. Like, I didn't know who this guy was. Now I do. Oh, look at all these other people. Like, they're saying funny things. Like, there's so much room for growth outside this. We have such a small subsection of like entertainment commentary, you know?
Yeah. And it's if I was a leftist, I would be saying the same thing about that community. You know? Like I probably would be more like Destiny if I was on the left. I would be like, guys, you're fucking stupid. Like Kyle Rittenhouse didn't do anything wrong. Like I would be saying stuff like that if I was like a liberal, which I'm a conservative, so I'm just happen to be in this space.
Yeah,
because there's more conservative thought, I guess, freedom of speech stuff.
Yeah.
less like just anti-woke stuff, which I feel strongly about. I don't like woke people.
Ooh, this is okay. We're coming full circle right now. Can you define woke?
Yes. Woke is political correctness plus virtue signaling.
Ooh, well done.
I used this definition because I realized that the far left is so convinced that racism is now power plus privilege that the definition is now just they just made this new definition. So woke people are like, oh, it's not even a thing. I'm like, yes, it literally is. It's virtue signaling plus political correctness. That's exactly what it is.
Did you see the do you see the creator of Lives with TikTok and how she fucking held that L big time at a college? She was having this discussion and they were like, how do you define wokeness? And she couldn't define it. Like the one thing that she like constantly, one thing that she there talk about, she like had started over her words and couldn't define
it. Oh, that's
it.
annoying, man. People don't know how to oh, that's cringe.
Yeah. And I just like, we watched it earlier before you got on. I was just like, oh, dude, like this is what you do. Like you're making money, lots of money on Twitter, exposing woke libs, and now you can't define it. Like that's bad. So,
well, I want to touch on that, but before I forget, I wanted to say that an example of a time where I feel like I'm like obligated to say something and be a little antagonistic in the community was Dragon's Dogma 2, because everyone was panicking about the microtransactions.
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody's just confused. Everybody thinks there's microtransactions in the game, and there's not. It's DLC content. And I had to explain this to a million people, so I was like a little bit aggressive about it, but I was like, you guys don't know the difference between microtransactions and a DLC, because the game offers a deluxe edition, which gives you bonus items. And people are lying, like influencers are like, that's microtransactions. It's not. It's just bonus items that are in a game that you can get if you get the deluxe edition. It's
that already came. Yeah.
There's 5 extra fast travel crystals or whatever. There's like, that's it. You can't buy more than 5. It's literally a nothing burger. People are like acting like there's unlimited free easy mode tokens. It's like, whoa, everybody calm down. So I felt like I had to say it and yell at people and like make enemies of people because they were just like clickbaiting and misinformation all over the place. Anyway, that's like, but there's so many examples like that where people go so far in one direction that it's like, I feel like I have to say something because not really many people are like, another one was the React channel content. Everyone's like, oh, the React channel people are terrible. And it's like, well, EFAP's not terrible. It depends how you do the React content. And like, so I was just, and that's, it's like, sometimes you gotta be a voice of reason and tell the cult members to go fuck off.
Yeah. And so Krabby, what I would say is it's a microtransaction because it's a small transaction, but the way I think most people, right.
But what it's not the same. Yeah. Yeah.
No, go ahead. I mean, you can go.
Well, it's not the same thing as like open up a store. I'm going to buy 75 fast travel tokens, or I'm going to spend $500 on a level up upgrades, or like Pokemon Go. You have to acknowledge the difference between that and a DLC pack.
Right.
That's why I don't like using the same language, because that's where people get confused. Most people I told that to were like, oh, I didn't even know that. I was like, yeah, because everybody calls it microtransactions.
Yeah.
And they probably should use different words.
Yeah, and for that, like, I think even like Capcom should, and maybe they did, and I didn't see it, but I think even coming out, Capcom should have said these are just the separate items from the DLC, and you can't get any more. Like, this is it. Like, you can buy them separately if you want. Yeah. But again, is it maybe a little cringy?
Yeah, it's a little scummy. It should be in the game. It should be in the game, but but it's like there's worse things. Like DEI is worse. Sweet Baby
Right.
Inc. is worse. Like everybody has like turns their dial up to 11 of the outrage meter every day of the week, regardless of what the drama is. It could be like innocuous like drama that like lasts one day and everybody forgets about it, or it could be Sweet Baby Inc. that lasts weeks and months in Gamergate, and they treat it the same. It's the same level of like outrage. It doesn't make any sense.
Yep. No, I wholeheartedly agree. And it makes me think too that these people are just a different breed of human, because I don't know how they and I don't know how people take it in and still remain healthy, because even now that I'm like better and feeling like I'm in a different place than I was a couple months ago, I can still feel like physiological changes to my body when I get like too stressed out with
that's
stuff.
That's where I'm at. That's why I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
And people are like lying about me and shit. And it's like, I got a swatting threat the other day, and like a million. I didn't even mention half the stuff.
Damn.
Some guy lied and said that I laughed at his dead family members, and he was trying to get people in this community.
I saw that
to fucking gaslight. And I was like, no, you did. The guy said that he didn't. Oh God. Basically, he was like, I was going to pitch a story to Marvel, and I found out they were woke, so I decided not to. And I was like, no, you didn't. You're just lying. Like you're lying for clout. Like you were never going to do that. And he's like, yeah, but life got in the way. I was like, why didn't you try to pitch it to Dark Horse or another studio? He was like, well, I didn't know who they were at the time. Life got in the way. And so I laughed. I was like, first of all, how do you not know who Dark Horse is?
Yeah.
And life getting in the way doesn't prevent you from not knowing Dark Horse or Image Comics.
Yeah.
And then he said that his family members died. And I was like, how am I supposed to know that's what you meant by life getting in the way? And he's like, nope, you laughed at my dead family members. You're horrible. Anyway, that's like a little like irritating thing that happened recently. And I'm just like, do I even care? And like, I was going to make a big video, like making fun of the guy. And it probably would have done really well. And like EBS would have shared it. I know for sure he would have shared it, because it's this Comicsgate drama. But I'm like, I'm not going to waste my time on this like insignificant person. And that's what Twitter encourages.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. This is my big hang up with Twitter right now, because I know the conversation you're talking about, and so I know that conversation, and what stuck out to me was not the person, was not the subject matter, it was how this plays out, and how this plays out with everybody in this fucking stupid ass Comicsgate drama is. I screenshot your conversation, I retweet the fucking comment you made, post it, because I want everyone to see in case you get blocked. And this is all this is, and it's all people, King, it's all people clout chasing, and all people like drama farming, outrage farming. There is no substance to this shit, and people just eat it up, and they're like, oh, I'm on this side, I'm on this side, I'm on this side.
Gay,
and it's like,
guys, it's so gay.
No,
especially
and that's
PBS Eric July stuff.
I'm sick of it.
There's so many people riding their dicks, trying to get breadcrumbs, trying to like gobble their balls, and like, notice me, daddy. There's so many people like that.
That's exactly how I felt about it. That's exactly how I felt about it. It felt like just like this, like notice me, senpai. Like, and it's like, dude, do your own thing. Like, come on, dude. Like, all these people are so busy. Most of them like don't care, and they shouldn't, because they're busy doing their thing. Like, I just want to go back to enjoying art and enjoying people's shit, and not feeling like if I say one thing or another, I'm gonna get fucking cast out because I have a goddamn opinion about it. And it just sucks.
Well,
like,
you sort of carved out a space where you can say whatever you want, and you're still your friends aren't going to be like, oh, I'm not talking to him anymore, because I think like we've networked with enough like normal people,
True.
You definitely have. I definitely have. So
yeah, I've never been someone who can really like put all my eggs in one basket, because I'm like, I can't even like decide really on what I love. Like I have 20 different movies that I really love and are like my favorites. I have so hard to decide on something, because something good might come along, or like this is real, you know what I mean? Like I'm so I want to be able to like different things and not feel beholden to someone, because what's happening now is people are just fucking, it's receipts. It's all about, oh, I got the receipts, bro. I got the receipts. Like,
Oh yeah.
oh my God. Like,
And I can't. I did the same thing. It's like, but to be fair, the guy was slandering me.
got
He's
you.
like,
No,
he laughed
yeah.
at my dead family members. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of have to respond to this,
right.
because that's kind of immoral. That's kind of evil for somebody to do that. Yeah. So I'm just like, fuck you. But
Yeah,
then I'm like, you're insignificant. Why do I care?
Right. And at the end of the day, I don't like, I've had people come in here from my EVS interview. I have people from Rippaverse side of things. Everyone's welcome here. I don't take sides on stuff. I like certain aspects of everyone's comic. I like EVS's art style. I've liked some of the ISOM stuff, like not all of it, like, but that's, again, this doesn't mean that one opinion hinges on everything. And I think people in this space have thought like, well, if you don't like this thing, that means you're not a supporter, and that means you support the other side. So now we're going to be watching you, and you can't say anything nice about anyone else because, and don't get me wrong, I'm not stupid. I know how certain people may or may not be. Like, I'm an adult. I've been on this earth for 38, almost 39 years. I understand how people operate. I don't need anyone to explain to me necessarily how someone acts or how someone may be if I let my guard down. I don't care. Like, none of these people are going to be like in my house, you know? Like, I don't care.
Right.
So,
and King, you know, you're welcome to feel that way, you know, but you're not going into, you know, people's streams and like troll, like, you know, like you were saying, people pay attention to everything you say because you're on their radar, because you shit on, you know, somebody one time. It's like they follow you around, and they're like sometimes I'll just like comment on someone's Twitter, like just randomly, and somebody will just comment below me saying, Lofty said this 3 months ago, you shouldn't trust him. And then the person's it's like totally irrelevant to the conversation. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say like the woke stuff. I was gonna like get back to that, but
no, I don't want to. I don't really. I'm not here to talk about Comicsgate and all that shit.
Yeah.
To be honest. Again, because it's too divisive with people. I mean, bottom line, this stuff right now is like too divisive. I don't care enough about it. I have no stake in it. People can like what they want. I'm here to talk about way more shit than two people making comic books. Like, I'm way more interested in other, I guess, drama or news. You know what I mean? Like, fucking A. I don't care. So, there was something I want to go ahead, and you were going to bring up something. Go ahead.
Well, you know, I mean, there is still major problems with ideology, with intersectionality, that like, regardless of the problems that I have with this space, it's like we're all fighting for better entertainment. So like, bottom line, you know, I hope we win.
Yeah.
Because Hollywood's woke a lot of the times. And not just that, maybe not the bigger problem, an equally big problem is they make bad movies.
Yeah.
And they really are not good writers. And there's something in the water. There's something in the water, because there used to be just better films. Tarantino said this is the worst decade ever in the history of cinema. I might agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
The past like 10 years. And it's not just because of Marvel, although Marvel is sort of sucking the life out of the rest of the industry, because they're absorbing all the budget. And a big thing that people don't think about is, if Marvel didn't exist, how many movies and shows have they put out at this point? Like 40, almost.
Yeah.
If Marvel didn't exist, that's 40 movies and shows that would exist otherwise, and half of those might be really interesting and innovative and unique. But no, we can't have that because Marvel exists. So it's kind of like Marvel's done some good stuff, but they're sucking the budget out of all these potential original ideas that will never see the light of day. But yeah, did you think of your thing?
Well, I was gonna ask because I'm actually I think on Friday gonna talk about this with Dermy Wormy, but he had a take about GTA 6 being a flop, and the industry is done for, and I just thought
How does
the industry is not done for. I know GTA 6, the people have high expectations for GTA 6, but I don't think that, I think maybe at the very least, AAA gaming will suffer quite a bit from it, but video games in general, is not going to have a giant, if that fails, it doesn't mean okay, video games are no one's going to play them. They're just going to give up on them. I don't think that's where we're at. I know people have high expectations, but you know what I mean?
There was a guy in a stream earlier today that was doing that just was so negative in the chat. It's just so black-pilled about the gaming industry.
Mhm.
No, there is nothing good about the modern gaming industry. I haven't bought a game in 10 years. I'm like, well,
they're missing out. There's a lot of great games.
That's boring.
Yeah.
That's like boomer mentality. It's like boomer black-pilled. I would hate to be that person. I would be so miserable.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at my my Steam library. I don't have a lot of new Steam games on here, but on my PS5, the Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, God of War, we're talking past 5-10 years. There's a lot of games, and then
Elden Ring, Armored Core,
right? Yeah, Armored Core, and not to mention all these independent games that are out there. I'm looking at my library between these roguelikes, if you're into that. There's so many good games out there, and even games that were not so great that developers actually put a lot of work into, and now they're great. I know that people don't like that, but there are developers that are listening to audiences and trying to make their games better because they screwed up at launch or something, and yeah, to say that is very black-pilled, and it's sad because there's people that are trying to fight against the power, money hungry AAA corporations because they lost their jobs to them. The bloat in that industry, caused them massive layoffs, and a lot of these people are like, well, we want to make games and we were cast out, so we're going to make a game that people love. And
yeah.
So
I was just reading where were you banned from, Krabby Patty?
They're talking about Eric July and EVS.
Oh yeah. People, it's not just that they're black-pilled. They're also trying to drag everybody else down with them to that mud pit of depression. because we were talking about just something positive and enjoying a conversation about a game, and then the whole time the guy's just negativity. Oh, you shouldn't have bought that game, it sucked. You're just a consumer, and it's like, holy fuck. Mute the chat. No, not the whole chat, because actually most people were fine, but it's just I don't want to read your stupid comments.
Yeah, bringing people down because you felt when it comes to Starfield, Starfield was the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm not buying anything. Fuck these companies. It's well, you're gonna miss out because if anything, you can boycott Bethesda. That's who you boycott because that's who put out the fucking game. Not all these independent places that are actually their heart and soul is going into what they do to make something good. Like I said, I just recently was playing this is Last Epoch, which is it's a contender for one of the best ARPGs I've played. That's going against Path of Exile and Diablo 4. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually really good. It's not as complex. It's a little bit different. It's a little something.
Let me give you something to look forward to.
Go ahead.
YouTube this, watch content later or whenever you want, but look up the trailers for No Rest for the Wicked.
Oh, I think I heard of this.
Yeah. It comes out. It's going to be a hybrid. It's going to be a Path of Exile, Demon Souls hybrid, Dark Souls hybrid.
Ooh.
and it's coming out in like a week or two.
No
And,
way, really?
Yeah. And it
Can we
looks
watch it on
stunning,
stream?
dude. Yeah, you can if you want. It looks stunning, man. I think this is going to be huge. It's Moon Studios, the guys who did Ori and the Blind Forest.
No, what?
Yes, dude. It's a good studio.
Ori and the Blind Forest is probably one of the best games I've ever played. I love platformers, so it's just like
Oh
that.
my god. Ori is one of the best games on the Xbox in recent memory.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take a look, guys. We're gonna watch this trailer for No Rest for the Wicked. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah,
it seems
everybody
that
look yeah, it's something to get excited for.
Lofty says it's good, so it's probably gonna be bad. Let's check it out.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
My sister fair, she sings like morning. My sister true, she laughs like noon. My sister cries,
Oh damn.
she drowns the sea.
If you go, I don't know if this is just cinematics. There's one that says overview trailer, like 12 days ago. That might be the one to watch.
Oh, this looks like looks like there's a very little bit of
Yeah.
gameplay in it. Yeah, let's pull up
This
the
Yeah.
overview.
Go to
you
the
said?
overview because it'll show gameplay. Yep.
This one? Yeah, I think
like
this
12
is the
days ago.
gameplay.
IGN. But no, it was a good trailer for the. It was just that was the reveal, the premiere trailer, like cinematic.
This shows like character creation.
No Rest for the Wicked overview trailer.
Well, I was just gonna look like kind of thumb through this and see.
I don't know what it's top down, so the character creation is not super important, but oh, this is the gameplay impressions.
So lots of loot, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like ARPG top, like
ARPG,
isometric.
Yes. If you've played like the Lord of the Rings games on Game Boy Advance back in the day, sort of like that a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
But the overview trailer is really good.
Okay, let me see if I can find the overview trailer. Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Oops. But yeah, this comes out on Steam in like 2 weeks. Oh, and there's a guy explaining it too.
Oh, here it is.
It shows like really good gameplay too. But I'm downloading Final Fantasy 14 right now. I want to play it.
But wait, oh, that's the MMO.
The MMO. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try to play it again. See if I can get back into it. But yeah, this trailer is the one.
Hey, I'm Thomas Mahler. I'm the creative director at Moon Studios.
Hey, I'm Gennady, and I'm a production and technical director, and both of us are the founders of Moon.
Yep, Ori and the Blind Forest.
Creators of Ori. What a different style game.
But like visually, it's stunning, man. It's hard to tell on
basically
stream.
just my dream project, right? It's the action RPG that I always wanted to play, and
it has a similar feel though. That's sort of like cartoony, but
more Dark Souls, because this gives me Dark Souls vibes a little bit. And
Yeah.
chat, it's not going to look great on stream, but watch it like elsewhere at 4K. It looks great. It looks fantastic. It looks like Ori quality animations, I think.
Yeah.
wanted to play for 20 years now. We're trying to create one of the best combat systems on the market. We also want to completely change how exploration is done, right? That you're not just walking around on a randomly generated flat plane. Combine that with the multiplayer aspect.
Oh, I do like that it's not just a flat plane, that it has multiple levels. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because that gets boring. That's one thing that like ARPGs is just like, oh, okay, just walk around till your map is fully discovered. Cool.
Yeah, exploration.
Yeah.
Combine that with all these quote unquote social elements of like building the town and housing and farming and all of those things. It's the kind of game that I always wanted to see somebody making, but because they didn't make it, we are making it now.
Pretty dope. And you know what's cool about this? Something I'll say is like Ori had a fucking banger of a soundtrack. You know this soundtrack is going to be good.
It's going to be good. Yep.
the big thing for us to tell people is that the more you would look into No Rest for the Wicked, the more you would understand that what we're trying to do is kind of create our own mix. So we will look at any particular genre and we would take the elements from this genre that we are excited about. We put it all together into one game and then we iterate on it. So we might take, combat inspirations from the Souls series, Monster Hunter, animation commit-driven combat, but also fighting games. Things.
Yeah, this would Brown made a good point, is that a lot of these games, like the Souls, like the controls feel tight. Like if you dodge, it's very responsive, and the iframes are responsive. Yeah,
you take damage. Yeah.
Yep. So that would be cool if they are able to capture that.
Yep.
Especially from
a top-down perspective.
Yeah, totally.
Things that have combos, things that have special moves, and we try to make it and tune it in our own way. Then we look at things like exploration.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then actually I just saw that Thomason said Eclay says the lighting
is fantastic. Yeah.
Interconnected, multifaceted, dense level design that encourages retraversal and discovering the world. So it's really not one game in particular we're trying to necessarily follow. We're just inspired by all of these different elements from all of these games. Like we put it together and try to grow it and make it into the most perfect version it can be.
Wow.
No Rest for the Wicked is coming to early.
Bro, what?
Early access. So it's going to be cheaper. And I have a feeling this studio is... The problem with early access games is a lot of the times the studio will just abandon the project halfway through, like the roadmap. But Moon Studios, they're not going to do that. They have such a reputation at this point. So, dude, I'm going to get it.
I'm going to get this. Is a day one for me.
Yeah.
There was is this the part? Maybe I thought there was. Let me just I thought there was like a fog of war thing here
that we are excited about.
No, it's not. It's just the thing disappearing like the ARPG did. Because I was like, maybe they have like fog of war in this where you can't quite see what's over here. But I wasn't looking right. But
yeah. So like stuff to look forward to. Dragon's Dogma is really fun. I'm playing that now. Monster Hunter Wilds looks incredible. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to diving into Divinity, which I've never played.
Mm-hmm.
Divinity Original Sin.
Yep.
Second one. That's probably what I'm going to do next.
I actually have the Dragon's Dogma, the first one, downloaded, and I've started a character because I didn't play through it. So I wanted to play through that. And then see where I'm at after that, because I play through games pretty slow now.
Right.
My time that I can sit and play is limited, and I've actually been trying to just iterate on these shows and make them better with new assets and stuff. So again, I'm not working. I'm playing games, but I'll usually play these roguelike top-down games, which. I have Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which is just fun, dude. It's just pure unadulterated fun.
It is fun. It's fun. It's like you played Subnautica. You're a Subnautica fan too, right?
Oh my god, bro! Like that game. Every time, so I started a hardcore game on that, and I want to keep playing it because it totally changes how you play that game.
Yeah,
you die and you're just completely dead.
Oh, you got to be careful. You have to build the base in the correct locations.
Yep.
You have to know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
Navigation. Yeah, that's one of the best games, like indie games I've ever played.
Yeah, and I cannot wait for the second one because, I think it's technically Subnautica 2 because the other one was it was basically DLC. That one I actually heard that one was, the development was cut short because of COVID. So I do give it somewhat of a pass, but
I'm just not going to play it, but I don't care if it's, I'm just going to play the next one,
Yeah. Subnautica 2 is, if it is in fact planet size, it'll be pretty, spectacular.
Dude, what do you think of Light No Fire?
that looks cool as well. Like that I feel like that I feel is the logical like starting point they should have been at, was like, let's do this on a planet first and then we'll go to a universe. You know?
Yeah. Although I'm kind of glad they did No Man's Sky first, because they've built such a great reputation with the community.
Right.
With all the constant updates, like over 7 years of like 35 updates in a row. To the point where now this game's going to be way better because they've learned so much.
Well, I would hope so, and that's the thing with indie developers, and we've seen from AAA is that they don't learn from the past, and they do, like Call of Duty is the biggest offender, right? They release a game, it's like it's all buggy, they have to like patch it after 1 hour. Like what they need to do with Light No Fire is they need to make sure that the stuff that worked, that people adore about No Man's Sky, is there like pretty much day one. You know,
Right.
they want that's what people want. They don't want to wait 7 years for this anymore. Or even they don't even want to wait 3 months.
Yeah.
I don't think. You know, I'm sorry to say, like, you don't have any time with this. Everything needs to be there day one that they know people want. I mean, you obviously can't put everything in. I'm sure there's some limitations, but
Pacific Drive is Krabby Patty in the chat. That game's cool. That's like a survival, open world survival game where you're inside of a car. Like your car is your upgradable thing in the game, and you use it to get around the world. And there's like ghosts and shit that like will try to attack your car. It's really cool. It's hard to describe.
whoa.
Pacific Drive looks sick, dude.
Face the supernatural dangers of the Olympic exclusion zone with
Yeah.
the car as your only lifeline in this driving survival adventure. Scavenge resources, load up your trusty station wagon,
Yeah.
and drive like hell to make it through alive. That
People
looks
dude.
cool. See, why
Yeah, it's
again?
like Subnautica, actually. It's like a sort of a survival like exploration game, but and it's like kind of slow paced. You can get out of your car and get back in it. It's cool.
Yeah. Why aren't people talking about games like this? This is what drives me insane. People like survival games. People like story games. Like people like action games and exploration. This is every one of those.
Yeah.
Why aren't people talking about it?
Because they're too busy rage quitting over Capcom or
Right.
Square Enix. I don't know,
Like,
man.
wish listed immediately. This game looks so good.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's, you know what?
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? It's not a multiplayer game that you can make funny content with your friends. But
Yeah.
no, like this is a game that I think people can get great content out of as a game streamer. This would be a fun game that they could add like Twitch interactivity with, like where chat can use bits to like give you a flat tire or something, like troll you. Like
Yeah.
that would be super cool to like add into this.
McCracken ask you a question.
What was the one game you played that was kind of like Vampire Survivors? Well, Brahma said it actually. Halls of Torment. Yeah, Halls of Torment.
Oh.
Really, really awesome game. So that's just another roguelike. You have a character, there's like 8 or 9 different classes, and the timer's like 20 or 30 minutes, and you try and survive the whole time.
Wow.
So it's fun.
So Judas is this game I mentioned earlier in the stream. It's the creator of BioShock and BioShock Infinite, Ken Levine. It's basically BioShock in space, sort of a way you can describe this one. But Judas, I just watched a 5-hour interview with Ken Levine, and he's
Holy
like the most fascinating person ever to listen to talk about game development. He knows so much, and he made one of the best games of all time with BioShock.
Yeah.
And this game is insanely large. It's much bigger than BioShock. He says he actually commented that he was disappointed with Infinite and BioShock because it was so linear. And so he made this game. They made this technology called like Lego narrative, which is like Lego pieces are individual blocks, but there's like thousands of them, and you can like coordinate them in ways to like build a castle, or you can build like a spaceship, but they're all just separate little blocks. And this game's concept, and it's new technology. It's Unreal Engine 4. It's they have dialogue and narration that is built like Lego blocks that are that can be spliced together to form sentences and like story structures that is going to be totally different depending on how you play the game. And it's generated as you're playing it, but it's not procedural. It's pseudo procedural. It's not AI generated. It's generated from actual people who have written clever dialogue, thousands and thousands of lines of dialogue. And that's how the story is told. And the story is epic, dude. It's about this ship called the Mayflower that's heading to a planet because Earth is fucked up because of some plague. And there's three main characters. One of them is like adamant about completing the mission. The other one is like, we have to shut this mission down. And the other person's sort of in between.
Uh-huh.
And these three main characters, you can sort of side with whoever you want throughout the game. It's very player choice oriented. And as you play the game, it'll construct its narrative around your play style. It's so I'm doing like the most bare minimum explanation of it.
No, this is dude, I'm seeing it on Steam right now. I just added it to like the trailer on Steam. You guys can you can search this on Steam right now and see like a trailer for it. I'm not listening to the trailer, but Judas is the name.
Yeah.
And it looks very much like BioShock. Like,
yeah,
it very, very much. I'm pretty excited to dive into this, dude. I've always wanted a game that might even like because like you create a character name, and if it was something like somewhat kind of cool, like the computer or whatever would be able to
refer to you as that.
Yeah, not
I
hey
know.
person that came to my ship, like
Well, that's where AI is probably going to come in handy. I'm
yes,
not gonna lie.
exactly. Yep.
Because
No, and that's fine.
AI
I'm fine with that.
Right. And I'm actually okay with it, because although I always hesitate when I say I'm okay with it, because I actually am, but like I don't like the fact that I don't want AI to replace writers, because I like when good writers are utilized properly.
Mhm.
I don't want AI to replace good writers. I should clarify,
Yeah.
because I love good writers. I read a lot, like Jules Verne, H.G. Wells. I love, and like Frank Herbert's Dune. Like, I don't want AI to replace those people. And game development is always impressive when there's good writing. Baldur's Gate 3 has phenomenal writing.
Hey, Mike, what's up, dude? Dude, Mike,
hi.
Lofty's got some good information. We've been talking about these upcoming games, and dude, I'm on board. These are some good suggestions. Chat's like throwing some good ones out there, and then Lofty's had a couple of bangers here. So
yes, well, we don't know yet. I'm just saying, like, I'm excited for these games.
Well, I think what I mean too is that they're also like with these games, they have a unique feel to them. It's not like, here's another fucking battle royale shooter. Thank God.
Mike says doubt it. Hey, Mike, what's up?
Mike's busy pumping Epic Coin. So
Epic Coin. Grifter.
Go check out Mike and I's interview from last week. It was really, really awesome. We talked some Epicverse stuff and about his up and coming company. They got some good stuff in the works. And I didn't, shout out to those guys. It is not easy making movies, dude. I don't know if you've ever been involved with the process, but it is. Oh,
I've made some short films with some like local production people, like creative people.
Yeah,
very expensive. The one I was involved in was like a $50,000 movie or short, sort of a 30-minute. I can't remember.
No shit.
But yeah, like it's a collaborative thing, and also I kind of got out of it because where I'm located, there's a lot of musical theater, very creative people in my area, and there's a lot of people that butt heads and disagree. It's almost impossible to collaborate with some of these people, and in a way that isn't toxic. So, but like Epicverse is like they're all sort of like-minded people, and it makes sort of sense. But sometimes filmmaking can be a disaster. So I shifted my interest in like, content creation instead, but or just like, I don't know, just being a nerd, actually. But I am writing a comic book. when I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to be a movie director.
I thought the same
Pretty
thing,
quick.
man.
Yeah, like I went to New York Film Academy. I was gonna go there. I went there for orientation.
Mhm.
Ended up deciding not to go, and then I went to LA Film School for like another orientation. And then I was like, man, this is like, I don't know, it's kind of a gamble. And now I'm like, I just want to tell a story. So like comic books are much it's simpler, it's easier to do. You can still tell a story. You can do it by yourself and another artist. And it's just as rewarding. I don't know.
Yeah, I had the same thought growing up. I was like, oh, I want to direct movies, I want to make movies. And then when I did 1 year of a very small, like I did like a few film classes, like film studies. It was they called it electronic filmmaking, and like that was their film school. It was very, very basic, but I was still wanting to do it. And I didn't have like the grades or the money to go to LA or anything or New York. So I was like, I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to. And what I realized is, I didn't want to be in a thankless industry the way that is, and the competitiveness of that industry. Because I said, not only is it thankless when you start out and you're just kind of the bitch, but also I was like, I'd rather tell these stories because I have so many good.
Yeah,
I have so many good ideas. And one actually I just found the other night, and I'm gonna expand on it because I wrote this story, maybe 10 years ago, and it's like 6 or 7 chapters long, and it's a zombie story, but it's not typical zombie story. And I really want to tell it, and I really want to bring more of it out. And then I don't know, maybe even pitch to Epic Verse, because it would be a really fun and cheap. I say cheap with air quotes.
Well, that's what Epic Mike just said. He said he's cheap. So you're yeah. No, he was describing how like working with YouTubers and stuff is just like a way to save money, which is true.
Yeah.
And and if they do a good job, it's like a double it's a W.
Mm-hmm. But what was so there's this thing I saw on Twitter that now that you're here, I figured this is a good thing to talk about, because it's not surprising that it's here. Here, let me share this tab.
Oh no, Brahmable said he's cheap. Oh, Mike said the same.
Melanin Gamers share this thing: the world's first ever rating system to identify toxicity in online gaming. Melanin Gamers and Help Keep Watch have launched the first rating system identifying online gaming toxicity. I can only imagine what this whole clip is, but I imagine it's just a bunch of idiots screaming in Minecraft.
Yeah, basically. It's just a bunch of like Call of Duty lobby stuff. But this is exactly like that anti-bullying, thing they did like a year ago. It's the same thing.
I just don't. I want to watch this clip though, because I'm sure it's fucking hilarious. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
One exit.
What is that?
So it said the ESRB rates the game's content. What about the game's online community? Well, it says specifically this doesn't rate online gameplay. Like all of them say, like there's no rating for it because we can't possibly like know what's happening, or we don't really endorse it. I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of these things say. Yeah. Oof.
I was about to actually mention maybe you shouldn't play it because it's probably just going to be a bunch of N-words.
Yeah. Okay. That's whoops.
But yeah, like I think this is just a waste of everyone's time because Steam, nobody will ever adopt it. It's like Steam's not going to give a fuck about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't
get their ratings for the biggest games. Help us make the industry an inclusive space for all.
Oh my God, they're trying so hard and they're just embarrassing themselves. Nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares about this. It's so funny.
I'm sad about all this because people used to be tougher than this. People used to just be like, oh, someone called me a name, fuck it, you know. Oh, and you used to just get mad back at them, and then you would just get another lobby, you know, like. But somehow, like I saw this clip from, it was like a Charlie Kirk clip from whatever it is, his organization, people talking about emotional violence. Like these are the people who believe emotional violence, like. So here's the nuanced discussion though, right? So you have this sort of thing on video games, right? People saying the N words and saying to, you know, throw yourself off a cliff in Minecraft or whatever. And then you have the dogpiling with like all the bullying that happened with the guy who self-deletes, right? What's the difference? You know, is this essentially is this essentially the same thing, or what? You know what I mean? Like, where do you draw the line with the toxicity?
Bullying, or what were you saying? I was responding to somebody on Twitter. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Like, so something like this is very similar to like the reaction we saw with wasn't it Ed Piskor on, you know, his self-deletion. So
yeah,
like
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this becomes a nuanced discussion now because we're outraged at that, but then we look at this and go, oh, people should just grow the fuck up and get over it, right? Because there is a point where it gets to be too much.
Yeah, I mean, bullying is. Oh well, it depends. Yeah, if somebody's, I actually, I think some of those examples in that video are bullying. I'm not saying that bullying's bad. Like if some girl joins a lobby and they just start calling her like a slut, that's bad. Right. Obviously. Oh. And people can get, I'm sure girls deal with that all the time. It's annoying. Mm-hmm. Why would anybody that never pops into my brain, like a girl joins the game and I just want to start being like sexist. Like, I don't know. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But the point I was trying to make is like, categorizing communities by percentages of toxicity is such a like autistic thing to do.
Yeah, no, I agree with
like that. It's so over the top and corny.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, the point is we all know bullying. Most people know bullying is bad. Yeah. And we call out bullying and it's just like, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
Making a toxicity list isn't going to do anything.
Right. Calling someone like a dumb bitch one time or something like that, and there is not the same as like, right. You know,
yeah, the dogpiling is really bad.
Yeah.
What Ed had to go through, that's worse. You know, being racist is bad for sure. Like being joking about racism is funny, but like if there's a difference, you know. It's like I don't think I've ever straight bullied somebody. I don't even know how how that would pop into my head. Like unless it's somebody who started some bullshit with me and there's like a back and forth, then I'll probably I tend to be pretty aggressive when it comes to like roasting people.
Yeah.
Especially with like the left. Like I don't know. I make a lot of I did it for the cornering all the time, so that's probably where I got it from, because like I would have to like roast like Joy Bear, The View, and like just make him look stupid.
Yeah,
I bully fucking Whoopi Goldberg and Jimmy Kimmel all the time. Like, but you know, I don't care about those people as much because
is there different levels though? Like based on so someone like Whoopi Goldberg, for example, like she's never probably going to see your tweet, right?
No,
like and it wouldn't, and even if she did, like,
dude, they're actually causing a lot of harm to society. To be fair, there's levels of people like, for example, Joe Biden or somebody that like I'm trying to think of somebody really, really dangerous. Like you should probably bully Hitler. You should bully the fuck out of Hitler, or somebody like that. Like some people deserve it more than other people, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
but. Sorry. Yeah.
No. You're fine. It was just I was gonna try and You had said something, and I was trying to interject, but no, you're fine.
Yeah, but like I was talking about The View, and like they're not going to see my shit, or maybe I don't know, I don't remember. But yeah, I think bullying people who just like, if you disagree with somebody or if they said something bad, you can like roast them, but
Yeah.
like there is this toxicity that is like, I think they went to that guy's house and like bullied his parents. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's fucked.
So like, people just don't know, they don't have boundaries. It's not good.
King says we're the blind leading the blind on this one. There's no easy way to handle this because of the nature of people. Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. Like all these things are like really nuanced, and I think people's inability to understand like anger outbursts versus like bullying is like they're two different things. Like, and even in a game, like people are being competitive. I've been in competitive situations. Or like in games, I get knocked down, I get pissed. You start jawing at the other person. Doesn't mean I wish harm on them. It just means I'm pissed off right now because you got in my way of winning.
Right.
And that's like, and humans are competitive creatures. They want to establish their dominance. They want to be, the ones in charge, blah, whatever it is. But we get that mixed up with like, oh, you're being emotionally violent to someone. Like, well, that's their problem if they can't take in a video game. Like, I'm not wishing anyone, if I tell someone to go fuck off or like go kill yourself, I don't mean that to say, right, like I need you to go do that or you should do that. It just means, I'm just really pissed. Maybe I shouldn't use those words, but I'm not going to chase after you with something.
Yeah, and it's all about context.
Yeah.
Like game lobbies are one thing. Constantly badgering somebody for 6 straight months on Twitter is a totally different.
Right. And thousands of people doing it.
Yes. And then that's where it's pretty obvious to me, like the difference when something is too much.
Yeah. Well, Krabby Patty says, how do you bully someone who can mute you and will forget you existed the next match?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, depending on the size of like the people bullying you on, like the thing to do in that case is to remove yourself from social media. Like, you just shouldn't be on social media. If it gets big enough, you'd have to mute everything, and which is almost impossible. Just take yourself off of it. But sometimes you see that happening and it gets in your brain, right? There could, in Ed's case, there could have been 1,000 reasons why this all happened. And it's probably not respectful at the moment to talk about it in too much detail, but like, it's just one of those things. Like, there's so many things that could have led to this beyond it. And this could have just been the coffin nail in it. But as I think I said earlier, I think before you joined, like, two things can be true at the same time. There could have been some funky stuff happening, and he could have lost it because he felt he had no support and there was no way out of this. And all of it is equally sad, that people feel they can't escape it. It sucks. I mean, the mute button is there, especially for the smaller people who can ignore stuff like, oh, if that person's being annoying, fucking mute them. There's no reason to engage with them.
I block people constantly. I mute people too, but I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm sort of like spread out all over the place. So there's so many people that I interact with, to the point where I have to start blocking people because they'll just like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's like, I was telling Anime Guy, like, I'm not like a very big account or anything, but I'm on so many different streams that it's like I have like more consistent. It's just like, I'm trying to explain why I'm like taking a break, because like when people are like, when we get into an argument on Twitter or something, like, that stuff doesn't bother me. I'll just block you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing is like, constant, like, Flashcast is kind of cringe, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Half the chat is just the entire stream. Every single stream, just everything I say is no matter what I say, it's like the wrong thing.
Yeah.
If I say something, I'm interrupting somebody. If you know, if somebody talks for 10 straight minutes and I say one thing, it's like 75 people, let the guy talk, Lofty, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, whoa, people actually literally hate my guts. It's not actually a joke anymore. So like that.
Well,
I
they
don't
don't.
know.
That's the thing is, I don't think that anyone actually. I don't think anyone actually understands who you are. You're a meme to them. Like and listen, you're an avatar, right? You're not. Like I almost think people would react differently if they saw who you really were. And I understand why you don't, but like it's you remove a bit of your humanity when you're just when you're just an avatar. And that is, and I think that's to protect you, obviously, yourself, and then others and all that.
Swatted. I don't want to. Yeah. All my friends have been swatted. I'm not dealing with that shit.
Yeah.
And it's just more fun. I just think it's fun to be an avatar because I can change I can wear a Final Fantasy shirt with my waifus on it. You know.
There you go. But I mean, honestly, what you should do, don't even bring up the fucking chat, dude. Like, just keep it on. Like, don't look at the live chat in StreamYard, and don't bring it up on your
bring
other
it up
screen
at all on last week at all. Really, but like, I'm just like giving like examples of like a death by 1,000 cuts. It's just like,
oh, for sure.
I'm just like, yeah, taking a break.
It makes sense.
Like, just like I said, like somebody, I don't want to get like somebody was like, I had like a swatting threat like in DMs, and I was just like, fuck that. But it's impossible because I'm like the idea of swatting is like watching it live on stream.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's like the thing. So like if I was swatted, my character would just be like sitting here doing nothing. Like there would be no. It's like it's pointless and it's boring. So I don't think I'm just saying like, oh my god, it's just like everything is annoying at this point.
Well, and the chat's saying it too. Like you have to remember, like most of these people are just like they don't even know why they don't like you. They're sheep. They're just moving along with the crowd. Like, oh, we got to hate this guy because he's an anime character, and apparently he's got bad takes. You know, like whatever. Everyone's had a bad take. I've had a bad take, but you've reached again. You're in a level. You've been on shows and you've had controversy surrounding you and whatever. And it is what it is. You just became a meme, and it'll pass. Eventually you'll probably do something that people respect more, and they won't remember that time on Flashcast or
that's
whatever.
Why I'm working on a comic book, because I think if if it's good, I think it'll be like, well, actually this you know, it's kind of good content, or like, or I will. What my main goal is, like, just grow my YouTube channel, just do good content. That's hard to do, by the way. That's another reason I'm taking a break. Is like I feel like I have a writer's block, but for like content creators, because I refuse to clickbait. Number one, I refuse to do outrage porn, and it's not just me being like virtue signaling, because you know, I refuse to. I'm not going to do this. It's like I actually like cringe. I think it's a waste of my time. I would rather just like try to do creative stuff. But like, yeah, you ever have content block, writer's block?
Oh yeah.
Like, trying to figure out how to grow your channel, and you're just like, oh, this isn't working. Taking a break might, jangle some ideas or something.
There is. I've thought that, and it really what it came down to for me was, I think I'm not a video person, was what a lot of it comes down to. I'm a live streamer, like I love live streaming, and even if I did do videos again, like I always bring him up, and I shouldn't because I'm nothing like him, but like the Joe Rogan style of interviewing, of just recording it, not editing it, throwing it up. Like that's what I would do if my videos were ever anything. Cause I don't have the time to edit the way people edit, and like throwing the memes in there, and everyone's doing that now anyway. And it comes down to a time thing, and I don't know. Well, what am I going to say that other people haven't said? I don't like this thing. I think it looks stupid. I think this person's retarded. Whatever it is.
That's
And
what I
now,
meant by clickbait. Like,
yeah,
you just feel like if I did, I'm not to call anybody out, like, but if I did like what Ryan Kinnell is doing, I would feel like I'm just mimicking Ryan Kinnell or something.
right.
You know, and I feel like people do that with the quartering. People, and I'm not going to name names, but like some people are just like, I'm going to do exactly what the quartering does so I can grow my channel.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is if I just, it just feels like gross. I don't know. And it feels like I'm not contributing. It's like I'm just repeating what, like, exactly what you just said. You're just like, you're doing what other people do, but like worse.
Well, and I think here's why, because they see that they like it. They say, oh, I can do that and get big, but they don't see the issue like long term, right? Like, you should set yourself apart from what that person is doing, because essentially they'll just go to the real source of what they like, you know, like their audience. You know, they'll say, oh, this guy does it, but I kind of like how this guy does it better. You're not setting yourself apart from like what everyone else is doing. You're just saying the same things.
You back yourself into a corner too, because then you're stuck
Right.
doing your content.
Yeah. And then that also, I think, gets tiring. Even people who start off like, oh, this is working out, I'm doing good and I'm growing. It's like, yeah, well, eventually it's just going to become tiresome unless you do hit it big, like early on, and you can make it. But a lot of that stuff is like short term. You might get short gains and it might be something, but like you can't live off of it. You know, you see people trying to like, oh, I want to do this. Like, yeah, well, you better have a full-time job happen and be able to take care of yourself, because this is not for the faint of heart. And most people who are doing it full-time, they were already doing it years before they became big, and things were, you know what I mean? Like it's a struggle. And I don't think people realize that this is like the road is long, it's hard. And I mean, I don't even fully understand. I'm just a couple years in.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I might go watch an episode of my brother wants me to go watch an episode of Shogun.
Go watch it with your brother, girl. I know you and your brother are close, so go do your thing.
Well, we're behind. We're way behind on that show.
All right. Well, what do you got going on so people can find you? What do you got coming up?
Or
are you disappearing?
I don't know. I don't know how long I'm definitely going to take a break for sure.
Okay.
I'll probably put out a video, maybe like a video tomorrow or something. But yeah, I'm gonna like write a comic book, and then I don't know what's going on.
Well,
but also I the other big thing is I just quit smoking. So it's like part of it's like I'm just going to de-stress. I'm going to relax. I don't want to have a compulsion, a reason to start smoking again. It's like stress, really, reducing stress, all that stuff. So there's like a million reasons. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a break. But yeah, so I would plug my channel, but that's why I didn't want to go on your show, because like, I don't have anything to plug.
No, that's true.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, I either way, dude, I think, I mean, best of luck to you while you take your break and getting stuff done, because I think it's really important. And the not smoking thing is huge, and sticking with it is even harder, because I've found like when I quit, it was like after 6 months, I was like, oh, dude, I really want a cigarette now. Like as time, it got harder to resist for a bit, and it's been like 7 years now, but I still every night, like I love going to Vegas because I love just like smelling like just the cigarette, like, but I won't touch them. I won't smoke them.
Well, that's where I'm hopefully going to be soon. But
well, go enjoy Shogun, bro. It's good talking to you as always.
Absolutely, dude. And chat, that was a good talk.
All right, man. We'll be good.
Yeah, you have a good night. Are you doing this frequently?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday?
Yep.
I'll tune in.
Cool, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome. All right. See you, buddy.
Later.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna hang out for just a bit longer, but I think that tonight's been a good, fun discussion. Lofty is always welcome here. I really appreciate his input on a lot of this stuff. But yeah, I think it's important, like listening to what he said, it's important to take breaks when you're feeling burnout. It's really, or when you feel that times are tough and you can't escape something. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be anything. Hopefully he stays smoke free. I spent 2 years going on shows without anything to plug. I enjoy talking with everyone. Yeah, it's fun. And he's doing good. He'll be back. But I think if he's able to make some progress on his comic book and decompress from social media, it'll be good. He'll start to see like, hey, I can, leave and I can come back and check in on things and do a little bit more. Put in my input. I honestly I don't engage nearly as much as I used to because like Twitter's not on my phone. And if I do go on Twitter on my phone, it's on the browser, which is really annoying to like mess with. But it's nice not having a comment on everything. And then when I do come back to it, there's a bit more to sort of talk about. There was, what else did we have here? If I can go over one or two more things here. Where was shit? I forgot to save it. Maybe I don't. If you quit smoking, don't forget you can always start smoking, right? Sorry I was late. I was having too much fun playing Fortnite on a squad. Hey, dude, you're fine. I started listening to your stuff, Meta. It was really good. First 2 tracks, I was like, what? So I'm liking what you're doing, bro. I'm liking what you're doing. I was even thinking, I was like, oh, maybe if I find one of these songs, I'll make an intro and we'll throw that song on there. Is that you singing, by the way? Are you singing in that? Or is that just some, oh, you do rap, so that's you rapping? Sorry, it's not singing, it's rapping. Ugh. What I've seen, so what I'm starting to see, like also on Twitter, I wanted to address this a little bit, was with people like the self-hate through like, race or gender is really tiring to watch. It's really too bad. People can't have thoughts outside it. Like if you don't think with hive mind, you're banished. You're not part of the group, and that I just can't stand. I can't stand when that. It's been happening a lot lately between other random people. What I'm seeing with Gothics, and it just and then anyone else who's got an opinion on that. And I just want people to fucking get along for the most part. Like I know not everyone's going to get along, but I want people to at least have some sort of respect where you don't have to call people racist names. I don't know. Maybe it's too much to ask. Promises, when are Shags and I going to sit down one-on-one is the real question. Let's set it up, man. Let's see. Let me look at my calendar. For real, let's set it up. I have I'm not going to do one this week or next week because of Vegas, but I have one scheduled on the 25th. We could do the 29th or the 2nd of May. Or no, 2nd of May is booked, but I can maybe squeeze in the 29th or the 6th of May. Let me know what you want, bro. Shoot me a DM, brother. Did you like my, oh, Meta's talking about himself. Not even Meta, you're supposed to comment on my new camera angle and lighting. Did you see that? Did you see I got the flawed angle now? Right? Thought it was better? Sick. Yeah, I like this angle better. Once I did it and got it in, like all dialed in, look good. Just busting your balls, so. Say 1-on-1, I think he's down thinking Tekken. Yeah, me and Brahma are gonna play 1-on-1 basketball. No, Brahma. I would love to have sit down with Brahma. It's like you, culture. I gotta get on. Lofty and I are gonna get on one eventually again. Well, I have an episode with Lofty early on. I'm trying to get more people that I disagree with. Is really what I would rather have more discussions with people who are not ideologically aligned. I mean, especially because those are people that like that others aren't like listening to. Like people will listen to me, but they wouldn't listen to my guest necessarily. Wow, fuck, my shoulder's like sore as fuck. I did some exercises today. Was doing a little lifting. Lofty's going to be on one soon enough. He might be. But yeah, we can have a religious talk, but we agree on most politics, and I hate Starfield. Yeah, Charles, I want to have conversations of people I don't agree with. The problem is getting them on board. Those I've reached out to two who I wanted to talk to that I wouldn't agree with, and neither have written me an email back. I've reached out to big creators in the past. It's hard. It's hard to get people like on a show when they have such big audiences. They're just busy, and like talking to me isn't really like it doesn't really do anything for them. Destiny will talk with you, I bet. He might. I'm in his Discord server. I'm sure there's a way to reach out to him via email. I would listen to him talk. The unfortunate thing is there's things that he says that I don't disagree with. There's things that like him and I think agree on. But yeah, I not everything, that's for sure. But I would certainly like to talk with him. The question is, what do you talk to him about? Because when he goes in on a topic, he is very well read on it. Like his whole job is doing discussions and debates. Like that's what he does. So every time he's going in on it, he had a 5-hour debate like a couple weeks ago. So that's the difficulty. It's like, what do you talk to him about and not look like an idiot? Gorlock is available. Should reach out to him, her, whatever it is. Is Gorlock a trans woman? I don't even know. Certainly looks like it. Ooh, talk with him about his actually he did talk a little bit about that, I think, recently. I would like to know his origins more. Oh, Gorlock's a dude. Okay. I thought I don't know. You just couldn't tell. Could be listen, there's really ugly women out there. I don't know if people know that, but not all, not all ugly women are trans women, so Gorlock seems like a funny dude. I'm sure he is a funny dude. Be cool to sit down with him. Her, whatever. I don't know. Her. Maybe I will reach out to Destiny. Maybe we should. Team, let's do it. It's 2024. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna put a bunch of bunch of feelers out there, bunch of emails out to people, and see what I could do. I'd like you'd like a conversation with me and Destiny? I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I can. I know someone who I interviewed who might be able to put me in touch. We'll see. Even Brianna Wu. Brianna Wu I might be able to get Brianna Wu. What's the worst you could say? Nothing at all. This is true. We only got like 10 years till the sun explodes, so make it happen. God, I hope not. I hope we have more time than that. The goal is just to expand. 2024 is about expanding our resume on interviews and getting some more conversations that we can kind of push on. Because again, if really like having people on like Destiny is good because you can push back on them and not feel like they're just going to run or clam up. That's what it comes down to. Ask Destiny about how he got canceled on Twitch over his N-word usage a few years ago, and then go into his conversation from right to left center. That'd be good. I didn't watch Forbidden Frontier this week. No. How about I collab with Adam? Adam's busy, and our time zones don't line up. Adam's a busy dude. I like hopping on base staff every now and then when they are down a few people, but that's about what I can do. You like seeing me on base staff? Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, just come like everyone like the time zones just don't usually match up, and so if any collab happens with Adam, it's usually just usually on that show because they're down a guest or two, and hey, there you go, like come on. That's fun, and sometimes it works because I'm like, wife's working a little late, kids are just watching TV or something. But yeah, if Adam lived in the United States, we would probably collab much more often. The end goal at the end of all of this, where I would like to be, is in a place where I can sit down in person with people. I want to be in studio talking to people, like more than anything on the planet. I want to be in studio with people. It's so much more meaningful. It's like, I don't think you understand how different it is to sit across from someone, look them in the eyes, and have a full-on conversation with them. It's totally different. And really, the best part about it is that there's a level of respect you have to have for the person, because on here, like, I can just click leave studio, I'm out of here, and there's nothing I can do about it. In person, like, sure, the person can get up, but there's a different level of respect that people have going in, knowing like, this is a human, we're gonna have a discussion. I'm not gonna get up and just start fisticuffs with the throwing bows or whatever. And that's where I want to be at the end of all of this, is sitting in a studio somewhere, and 3 to 4 interviews a week. Would love to do that. Have the weekends off with the family. Boom. Done. Let's make it happen, chat. Let's make it happen. All of us. Like my style? Well, thank you. Appreciate it. I've been doing this a long time. I've gotten pretty good at it, and I want to keep raising the level, keep getting better, learning from mistakes and all that. We should interview Z Van Fleet and Lily Tang Williams. I feel like I don't even know those names. Who is that? Born in China. Oh. Who's Lily Tang Williams? Oh, so these are just like essentially defectors from China that grew up in Mao's Cultural Revolution. Look at that. That's cool. A contact right here. Oh, really? That's really cool. Yeah, there's yeah, Devastator, shoot me a DM on Twitter and remind me of those names. Or if you're in my Discord, drop it in Discord somewhere to me, because those, I don't want to lose those names, and I for sure can send out a message and see what I can do. Because yeah, again, those are the conversations, the good conversations to have with people, and introduce those people to others that are not familiar with them. And again, build the resume, let people know that I can hang with these people and not, be intellectually retarded when they are on. Destiny would be a challenge, I think. He's one of those, like, you don't want to bore him, but like know enough about. I would have to do my research. I'd have to sit down and go through the Destiny lore a bit, understand who he is, and learn to apply pressure where I need to, and all that. So no, totally. I mean, I say that now, but really the secret is like he's a person like anyone else. You just got to take a breath and go. Destiny studies too much if you pick a topic. This is true. Jonathan Dune? Got to find people in Utah. I don't retain pointless info for recalling off the top of my head. I still keep pen and paper on my desk. I usually have my notebook like right here, but maybe I should just write these down myself and not make other people do work for me. Look at this. I got it right here. How about that? Lily Tang Williams. And there was another one. Z Van Fleet. Jonathan Dune? Who's that? Who is that, McCracken? Is that the author? Yo, Brahma, we'll see you in Vegas, brother. You could ask him if he regrets having an open relationship with his wife. It's true. That is something I could talk to him about. We're gonna talk to some people this year. I think big things are coming. Oh, there's another one that I thought of that I need to reach out to. Oh man, I don't think it's gonna happen, but it can be annoying if you're expecting good faith. Yeah, I know. You left Europe due to lack of freedom. Imagine a clean spoken version of as. Oh, okay. I'll reach out. I got some good names. There's so many people besides like big names. I really want to get into big names. Like Tom McDonald. I would love to talk to Tom McDonald. Brandon Herrera. Rob Smith is someone I wanted to talk to. These are all big. They're all bigger names, but they're just like they're people whose story that I want to get. Oh, what's his name? There's a book I just listened to. Let's go to my phone because this guy put his like email address at the end of the book. What? Let me see if I remember my password. Please work. Oh, I think that was it. Z Y. Did it work? Oh, I think it did. That two-factor authorization, though. Jack Allen is a nice guy and talks about fun shit. Oh, okay. Well, I have one credit. Joseph Nguyen. That's who it is. I wanted to talk to him. So I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 names. Let's just throw Jack Allen on there. I don't know who it is, but it'd be nice to know him. And one thing is keeping like the people topical, like some of these people you want, like when things become relevant. Not always, but it's nice like when someone might pop up in the news and becomes like, oh, we should talk to these people because they're being discussed, and kind of work your way into like an algorithm that way. I know I have a couple of good ones coming up that are within our sphere. I'll announce a bit later. Charles, looks like you tried to type something, but what a be? What a be? What a be? What a be? Oh yeah, Chrissy Mary would be good. The problem with her is she's very pregnant. And I actually tried reaching out. I don't think I got an answer back. Post baby, yeah, it'll probably have to be later, but yeah, for sure. Salty Cracker. I don't think I'm familiar with Salty Cracker. I do want to try and get Critical Drinker. He seems like a guy that might indulge a small creator like myself if I'm able to like. Yeah, I've had Chrissy Mayer on on the midweek hump before. She's one of our guests on there. So let me look up salt. I'll just like look up. Okay, I'll write it down. I didn't write it down. I guess YouTuber. I don't know, dude. I don't spend enough. I just don't spend this time on the internet, y'all. I will have to. Oh, he was on Side Scrollers. My bad. No. I'm not saying anyone is because they're on. I'm saying I just don't have the time to be on as much as most people are. What is the internet? I don't know. Ronnie. I don't know half the people who get mentioned. Yeah, I don't like that's, and I feel weird because like people will say like, oh, this person is on, and I'm like, who's that? I don't know who that person is. Like what? What do you mean? Someone had asked me or asked about Beardo and Zombie Unicorn earlier. I don't know who that was. Everyone needs to stay away from that Zombie Unicorn person, by the way. That person is insane. They're insane, the most insane virtue signaler you've ever been part of, like, or I've ever seen. They were a Twitch streamer for years, and then I think they just went like, I think they did OnlyFans or like Fan House or something like that. Don't like. They're a waste of time. They are. I mean, they're probably some funny tweets that these people that person makes, but they're one of. So this is what's funny about that person. 100% like feminine, look like a woman, like dresses like a woman, tits out and everything. They them. Like you wouldn't think anything other than woman looking at this person. And they big old stink. Oh, I'm they them. That's my pronouns. I'm LGBT. Blah, 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 blah. They them. That just like it's just go look up the person and tell me that that's just a she, her. What about the epic mic fart on I don't know nothing about that, Charles. It was funny. I farted 3 times tonight since we were doing this show, so we still need to start OnlyFans for my turtles. If I was wrongly blamed on Mike. It was probably Ryan. Oh, shit. I started watching Twitch streams and only really liked one guy who drew people's requests. Yeah, those are cool. Those are cool streams. I like when people do stuff like that. Okay, I got a lot of good names on here. Some are what was it? Some are loftier than others. No pun intended. But that's the point, I think, is to shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars. Okay, so 5, 6. Okay. It was Chris. Bet it was. That's exactly what happened. It was all the women that did it. They're blaming it on the men. It's fucking bullshit. Here's something we can talk about. Maybe he's here lurking. Talking about this real quick before we call it night. Quarterback Garrett. Because he's a bro. Posted. All right, hold on. He's not right. He has nothing to do with me. But does the right anti-woke have a problem calling out actual racism on its own side? And I said, yep. I think that's real. I think the right has just as many virtue signalers as the left. Right, anti-woke, whatever. Because I think there's some people on the right who would say, I'm just anti-woke, I'm not conservative or right. But they won't call it out either. Unfortunately. Which, I actually talked with Hotep Jesus. I'll write him down again. Because a long time ago, I had another podcast years ago, and I spoke with him on that. Yeah, Hotep he loves calling out the right. Yeah, he's a good dude. I spoke with one of the Hoteps. I spoke with Canon Hotep, which you guys may have watched, and I really like that conversation, and I would like to talk with him. I love my Hoteps and Black Muslims and Israelites. I'll tell you what, it's been a beautiful night. It's been beautiful discussions. The chat is beautiful. You guys are awesome. I myself, I'm going through my own stuff at the moment. I will tell you that I'm generally at my happiest when I'm hanging out with you guys and at these meetups. It's been life-changing making these connections and being a part of this community. I really hope that we can expand this. Master Swag King, you're watching on X. Yeah, you can go ahead and DM me, bro. DM me, man. I really hope we can continue growing. I will occasionally take breaks from time to time. My Discord is open to you guys if you want to join. I'm trying to get the conversations happening more over there. I think the Discord command works. It should. If not, if it doesn't pop up, I will shoot the link over to you guys, because honestly, Discord is like the best place to get in touch with me. Twitter kind of gets lost in the sauce. Appreciate it, King. The command didn't work, so I'll just drop it in there. If you guys want to hang out in the Discord, if you want to be a part of my community in there, feel free to join. I'm in there a lot. I'm usually just kind of kicking around playing games. And then, but yeah, Vegas is coming up. We got the midweek hump tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Please make sure you stop by. It's episode 99. Be the last episode before episode 100. So be sure to check in. We're just gonna be hanging out with the crew tomorrow night, and then we'll probably, I don't know what we're gonna be doing otherwise. Yeah, I feel like meeting you and these weirdos would be great. I loved going to workshops and conventions and meeting the attendees. I like people deep down. Vegas is dope. Oh, I love Vegas. It'd be awesome. Appreciate y'all. Be good. Get some good rest. I hope the things that you're healing from, you're not doing on your own. I'm going to leave you with that. Have a great, wonderful evening. Be good.
I like to put stuff online.